Hi, hello, and welcome to another Definitely Not stream hosted by yours truly, Definitely Not Vlad. My forehead is cut off, but that is not surprising considering the fucking size of it all. And welcome. So today, I'm going to try and get some 12s and 11s done, considering I've done a 12. Vlad is back, y'all. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I saw you leveling that Sulfy Hammer Paladin while I was making the video today. I think you were even featured in it. Oh boy. Alright, well, you know what? Let's try to join a 12. I find it unlikely that I will be invited, but I may as well try, you know? I guess I can look for anything other than... what is that called? Cinderbrew Eatery? And try to get into those, I guess. These guys are farming crests. Surely they will invite a plebeian such as myself. Surely. Sure, Andrew BR, you can get them off the Discord. I have all of my add-ons listed there. If you go over there, there's a channel called Addons WeakAuras. And I think there's a pinned message in general chat that tells you how to import all the things. It's kind of a step-by-step guide. Might be a little bit outdated, but should do the trick. You're hearing me twice? Are you on both the YouTube stream and on here? Or am I just actually doubling up on the audio somehow? Let me know if it's the latter so I can fix it, but it doesn't look like... Oh, there we go. It's fixed then. Oh, 2 tabs. Okay, yeah, okay. Well, then it's not a me thing, it's a you thing. Ha! Yeah, I got a feeling your boy ain't gonna get into any 12 runs just yet. So I might be having to host my own or something. But that's risky when I'm streaming, so I might be looking to join some 11s just to get a bit of rating, you know, bit by bit. Bit by bit. I do have a 12 timed now, which I guess puts me ahead of the pack. For some people, at least. I don't know. Dude, I'd love to be doing 12s instead of 11s just because I don't have to do the stupid affix. Oh my god, I hate doing the affixes. I didn't realize how nice it is to just not have to play with affixes. It's like, just, you don't have to watch people completely ignore them. It's really, really nice on the nerves. Hey, McCurkus. How you doing? I actually don't have a drink here. Be right back, guys. I'm gonna go grab some drinks. Just wait till you start doing 13s. It's like the people you do 12s with are goated. I see. You're not Marcus, but honestly, sometimes you're Marky Mark, sometimes you're Macarcus, sometimes you're Marcus. It's not... Don't take it as a reflection of my inclination towards you. So 13s are worse than 12s. And not just because it's 10% extra scaling or whatever, or 12, I guess. Sometimes you're Manny. That's if, oh, well, true. Sometimes you're Lenny. I'm so sorry. The worker challenge is one of my reasons I got to 3K. Thanks again, lad, for giving me motivation to do shit I don't have energy for. Well, you can see that you do have the energy for it. You just need the right motivation. Like somebody being kind of bad at it, and then you're like, I could do this better, and then you go and you do it better. Well done. Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta Make the guy believe that I don't like him no more. These guys need a bloodlust. I'm sure they're gonna invite me, right? Right? Yeah. I think this whole getting invited to a 12 thing probably not gonna happen for you, boy. Probably not gonna happen. Oh, shit. No way, dude. No way. Easy peasy. In 12's, the people are doing them for crests, and 13's people are doing it for ratings. So 12's right now are a lot easier because people are doing it while having 14's to 16's clear. That's their experience, at least. I see. Yeah, that kind of makes sense. Would you invite yourself, Vlad? Yeah, probably. If I didn't have many other options, I would. Let's put it that way. But I guess there are a lot of people that are 670 something. But those 670 something people are also trying to apply to keys run by people who have done 14s and stuff. So, you know, here or there. I didn't put enough time into grinding out my gilded crests, and I didn't close the door. Here we go. I didn't grind as many gilded crests as I should have while I was on my little sick break or whatever you want to call it. Because I didn't want to spend the energy on it. I wanted to spend the energy on actually just relaxing and trying to not be overwhelmed constantly, which I am whenever I commentate. So yeah, it looks like we have 4 DPS, apparently. Who needs healers? Am I right? Oh, okay. Okay, never mind. The priest is going healer. Okay. We got a workshop run that we're doing. I think this was a workshop run. If it wasn't, they're going to summon me. Farming gilded and tier 11 delves? Ew. Glad I didn't have the energy. When people asked me how it's going, I had to say the bush was being fueled by ADHD determination being so close to 3K. 12 hours of straight pushing is not healthy. Well, there's better ways to do it than just sitting there for 12 hours, my guy. You can do it, you know, you can take breaks. But I respect it. I respect the hustle. A little passive aggression. Love to see it. When was I passive aggressive? About the delves? Or what? This is not mythic. It's not mythic, so we're gonna have to teleport out. Oop. Why are you getting declined from mythic zeros at 633 item level? I have no idea. I genuinely don't know. Host your own. It's probably way better. I wouldn't be shocked if there were people trying to do them at what's it called? At higher item levels, because they can get more item levels out of delves and stuff. Break would have been 2 months long again, dude. You can sleep, you know that. I am on EU, yes. If my accent confuses you, don't let it. I just sound American. I'm not actually American. People zoning in and out, confusing me a little bit. American detected? Liar. I'm not an American. Okay, I have to actually focus on bloodlusting because I'm the bloodlust for the group. I can't just coast. Sergeant Smash says stand for 20 minutes. Thanks, bud. Hopefully my cables here don't cause any accidents. There we go. Well, I'm extra shiny today. The chrome dome has been polished for this occasion. And Lenny says sit back down. God damn it, guys. And hydrate? Come on.
5, 4,
What am I supposed to do? I gotta... Okay, I gotta focus now. This is actually a 12. Hydrate. Cheers, quick. Okay. Okay. Are we going for big bloodlust? We are going for big bloodlust. Tank is gonna get some extra shielding here. Okay. We have some deaths. We have some knockups going. We have some knockbacks going. Tank is dead. So much for all that. Yeah, I don't know about that, Chief. Maybe it should have been 2 pulls.
Only the strongest survive.
Brick, yep. Oof. I don't know, guys. And some more deaths from jumping in. That is 9 deaths at the start of a key. I guess all the bombs exploded now. No, never mind. There's still 1 left. Tank's just gonna straight up just die again. Bro, are you fucking good? I'm leaving. Yeah, nah. Tank alt plus F4. As a DK, I always pull it, even on 13 plus, too much for us to handle without imploding. Yeah, it's pretty rough. Why is this guy whispering me and saying Monk 0 damage? I mean, Monk's target capped. What is he gonna do in a 30 mob pull? Dip and shame quit, yeah. Well, I'm just glad it's not my key. I don't know, maybe somebody pulled for the tank. I have no idea. I don't think Monk damage was the issue here. At all. I think that was, you know... It was whatever. Let us look for different keys. And I'm going to have to Hearthstone... I'm going to just Hearthstone... Actually, I'll wait and see. No, I don't have to use the breath on first level. So the reason you use max rank breath is because of Scorching Embers. So your fire breath causes enemies to take up to 40% increased damage from your red spells, increased based on its empower level. So 40% at rank 4, 30 at 3, so on and so forth. So for your first 2 engulfs that you have during Dragon Rage and everything, you want to send a max rank 1. Then hit 1 engulf, and if you have enough haste, you hit another one on the same target, or you switch targets by tabbing and then hit engulf again, and that does a bazillion AoE damage, because you're getting 2 buffed up Consume Flames from this 40% extra damage. That yo-yo makes you itch. Yeah. It is no bueno. I feel like... The annoying thing is, like, I feel like I have to post my own key, but if I post my own key, I'm like 85% certain somebody from the from you guys is going to join. So I kind of don't want to, because, you know, it's supposed to be a PUG only challenge. So yeah. Oh well. I'm just going to start applying to keys left and right and see what happens. Eventually, I'll find a key that doesn't get bricked within the first minute. It's not that I don't like you. What's got you so insecure, Marcus? Since you've joined the stream, you've just been talking about how I don't like you anymore. I do like you guys. It's just a challenge. Pug only challenge. The challenge is getting the 3K while only pugging. That's the challenge, Scrupules. Well, not only pugging, because when I don't gain rating, I don't mind anyone joining me. I don't care. But if I'm gaining rating, I should be all alone. It's me and Tettles he hates. I don't hate you either, James. I don't hate Tettles either, honestly. This weekend, he started kind of growing on me. Sort of like a tumor, but mostly I've been enjoying his stuff. Thanks for reigniting the spark for playing. Wow, and M+ again, lad. You're very, very welcome. And thank you for 2 months in a row of your Prime sub. Much appreciated. Just kidding around. Are we? Lenny, sowing the seeds of doubt. All right. Well, I don't think I'm going to get invited to Priory. I don't think I'm getting invited to Floodgate. I think I'm just going to look for these and just kind of hope for the best. Oh, this is a big boy group. Let's see. Maybe they'll invite me out of pity. Rookery, I think, is also a very like sneaky hard key. If you don't optimize your routing in Rookery and Theater of Pain, those keys take for fucking ever to do. Priory is really, really fun. Really, really fun. You guys are still copying each other's messages. I love that. That was such a good bit last time. I love that. Lad already got his head enchant pre-tomorrow release. Yeah, I got it in real life. That's why it's glowing so much. Also, I don't honestly know why, but like I feel like my camera settings, there's something with my camera settings where I am just much brighter for some reason. And I don't know why. It's not the lighting. The lighting is the same as it usually is. Like I have the same lights turned on and everything, but it's like it's just real freaking bright. Hold on. Maybe if I turn down the brightness. Oh, I can't actually adjust that. If I turn down the brightness, yeah, that ain't it. God dang it, I'm trying to configure my camera here. Whoa. No, that ain't it. Sorry, hold on. I'm kind of messing around with the camera a little bit. Okay, maybe I shouldn't be doing that. Maybe I should just leave this thing alone and let it do its thing. Let it do its thing. Goodness gracious, that is horrible. Okay, I'm leaving the camera alone because otherwise I'm going to have a horrible time with this. Oh, what? Why did that change now? What did I do? Oh, guys, I messed something up. Let's go to default settings. Will that fix it? Nope. Well, now I'm dark again. For no reason. Like in a bad... I'm breaking things. Live. Fuck it, we'll do live. Let me just go get the client few keys real quick. These guys look like they need a bloodlust. Here you go. Gone back to default settings, and that has actually somehow made me much darker, and I don't know why. It doesn't even matter how hard I try. That actually put me back to where I was before, so I think now I'm kind of okay. Alright, hold on. We've returned to moisturize 9 minutes ago. My apologies, I didn't see that. You guys just spammed me with demands and commands. What spec or class do you enjoy the most? Red Paladin, actually. I really like Red Paladin, and I like Marksmanship Hunter right now. I want to try Beast Mastery as well. I'm not prepared, guys. I'm not prepared for how shiny this is going to make me just now. Oh, goodness. This is going to be very moist. The nice thing about putting too much lotion on is you just spread it out. Just going up the forehead till you reach the back of your neck. There. Am I sufficiently moisturized now? Does that appease the viewers? There we go. That's snail cum. It's not snail cum. It is a Korean product, so I have no fucking idea what this is. It's EGF peptide and collagen. It's an intensive EGF peptide emulsion. There you go. Maybe you can see it. If you can, great. If you can't, I don't know what to tell you. Does a tissue stick to your head? If not moist enough. I'm not gonna stick a tissue to my head. It's probably gonna rip. And then it's gonna be like little bits of tissue on my head all day. Or the rest of the day, I should say. Alright. I still don't understand why my webcam randomly just got darker for like pretty much no reason, but I'll accept it. Maybe I can turn on this light. Does that make everything brighter? I think it's okay. Yeah, this is fine. I don't understand what's going on, but I rarely do, if ever. Maybe I need one of those like influencer lights, like a ring light behind. I'll probably get that once we move to Finland. It'll be great. You guys need a bloodlust. They're helping a friend. No, you don't need a bloodlust. You have an evoker. I don't know about wanting to join someone who's helping a friend in a 12. That don't sound like a smart idea. No, I'm not going to accept that message. Moving to Finland, but why? It was still snowing last week. It doesn't matter to me if it snows all year round. We're moving to Finland because Danny is from Finland, and it makes sense for her situation to move back to Finland rather than to travel back and forth a whole bunch. So we're doing that. And then the apartments that we're looking at, we will probably have access to a separate office for me, which I will be able to use to record any which way I like, so I can set up the lights. No, I don't think we're either moving to Helsinki or to Tampere, so it's one of the two. Much more likely to be Helsinki at this point, looking at the apartments that we've had on offer. So I'll join these people that are shit rated like me, or try to at least, and see. Maybe I strike gold by applying to 2.6k rated groups. Much like myself, I'm 2.7k, but that's really not that much better. How is it with Danny? It's good. It's great with Danny. What do you mean? To the hellish sink? That's risky, mate. Why would it be risky? Better than living in this shithole. Do you know, like their standard of living is so much higher than in Croatia, but the price difference is marginal. At best, marginal. It is so fucking expensive to live where I live right now. Actually, the apartments we've been looking at, same size and everything, in Tampere are usually more expensive. Because they are, there's fewer apartments available in Tampere than there is in Helsinki, from my understanding. Better weather in Tampere? I have no idea. Oh, it's gonna be hot in the Hellersink. That's what you mean because it's in the name. Okay. What you're hearing, that is completely. Oh, hi. She's here with a mask. She just came out of the shower. So she wanted to startle me, like a budget Jason. Yeah. If Jason had like a I don't know, a face skincare mask instead of a hockey mask.
That feels so weird that you keep making these like horror movie references, even though you don't even watch horror movies.
Yeah, I don't. So what if I don't watch horror movies? I can learn about horror movies in a safe, non-heart attack inducing environment, such as Dead Meat. I don't have to be scared.
Okay. Also, I heard Tampere being mentioned. So.
Yeah, we were talking about moving to Finland, so I explained how we were looking at either Tampere or Helsinki, but more likely it's going to be Helsinki.
So people can just like appear at the airport.
Well, they know. Yeah, sure. I have that kind of clout for sure.
Yeah. You have.
Mm.
You said tuo on kaunis puisto and Finns are like torille.
What country do you currently live in? We live in Croatia, my home country. Yeah. Hate movies with jump scares. Like, why would anyone enjoy it? I don't know. People like to be scared sometimes, I guess. I don't know. It's a weird kind of thing in the brain. I don't like it. I love the story in some horror movies, and I love to learn about how they were made, because usually horror movies often have like a shoestring budget attached to them, and it's interesting to see the art of filmmaking being used to make them happen. You need to show up. Well, I'm not telling you guys when I'm moving. Not the exact day, at least then. I don't... Moving is stressful enough. I don't need people showing up at the airport yelling and making me feel uncomfortable. I'm too autistic for that shit. Not that you guys would be weird or anything. It's just I'm kind of socially maladapted. Love the story about the first Saw movie. Yeah. In general, the Saw movies are fucking insane. I love... I don't even like torture porn kind of movies, but yeah. Standing there with a sign that says DNV, I will walk right past you. Helsinki Vanta. Meet and greet. You love assembling IKEA furniture? That's an interesting statement just out of nowhere. I'm sure there is a follow-up to this, though. Oh, cool. A workshop run with a tank that has done only 11. So let us see how this works out. No, that was it? Okay. Good to know, Lenny. Good to know. You'll hold up a shield saying moisturize. You better have a second one saying snail cum. Fuck you, Zimogen. The hottest ladder merch. You're just gonna be wearing what? My shirt? This thing is, we know how he looks, but he doesn't know how we look. Well, I'll reckon. I have a sniffer for that. What's the item level now? 670. Lad merch incoming? No. Just his head on a t-shirt with him next to her. I'll be the one delivering nuggies. That sounds good. I wouldn't mind. Oh, dude. You know, one thing that I'm super excited about, and this is super minor, but One thing that I'm super excited about for living in Finland is they have Subway. They have actual Subways, like fast food places. I fucking love Subway, dude. Give me some barbecue chicken with some sweet and sticky sauce. Oh my goodness, some cheddar cheese on that bitch. Just that is enough. I'm happy. Salty sticky sauce? No. Sauce made out of sticks? Yes. That's exactly what I mean. He's not moving there for me. He moves there for the Subway sandwiches. Sad. Yeah, sure. Jesus Christ. People just twisting my words all the time. I'd imagine the alcohol is way more expensive here than in Croatia. Yeah, it doesn't really matter though. I don't drink much. We're gonna drink for the soju stream, but that's just about it. Alright, let's see how this 12 goes. This tank hasn't timed to 12 before, but we trust. Let's see how this goes. You can order alcohol from Volt. Hold on a goddamn minute. What? Yeah, you can order. Before Volt got here, we actually had like alcohol delivery services as well. So it's not just Volt. It's just the thing we have. You drive this to Germany to buy alcohol and you save money. Yeah. What flavor of hunter is that? It is a beast mastery hunter. That is concerning. I'm trying to click the food. There we go. All right, let me set up a prediction. There you go, and you have 2 minutes to start your prediction, or to do your prediction. There you go. Let me put a mouse over the group. You guys can... Oh, fucking no pull timer. I'm already disgusted by this fucking kid, guys. No pull timer in a 12. We're bricking on the first pull. Already bricked. Leave. Nah, I don't want to be rude like that. Who knows? Maybe the guy just doesn't have time to waste. He has to get in there and get punched in the face. His shield doesn't match the rest of his transmog, so I'm already a little bit worried. He is backpedal pulling the next group. Love to fucking see it, man. That's exactly what I'm here for. I don't want to bloodlust this. We're going to use our cooldowns, but we're not going to bloodlust. Prolonging CC and knocking them up and hoping for the fucking best here, man. I don't know what to tell you. Using knockback, nobody's kicking. Oh, we're so fucking dead, bro. Oh, man. This is no bueno. I got a kick. I just got to target the right one. Kick it. There we go. Oh, my God, guys. I'm barely doing DPS. Like, I'm just so focused on trying to live and make sure that we live, and oh my god, that is horrifying. Okay, we managed to live this. There's no bomb guys there, so there's nothing to interrupt, so we should be okay, but holy mother of god, that is embarrassingly bad. Okay. Take it easy. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Let's do this. Yes. Very good. Very nice. Wonderful. We're gonna take our hunter friend closer so that these stupid tonks stop running at or jumping out towards them. Okay. A bit wonky on the first pull. A bit wonky. No deaths though. No deaths though. Big heals came in. Big heals came in and we got shit done. It's all good. Doesn't inspire confidence for the rest of the dungeon, though, where pulls actually become difficult. New merch sketch in general, chat. Please go rate. No. It's a no out of 10, I think. I do appreciate the effort. I feel like unless the tank cleans up the pulls, this is going to be a toughie. A toughie for sure. Let's get a bloodlet. Bro, just fucking live and also hold aggro, potentially, maybe. If you want, it would be good if you did. I'm going to wait for that to finish channeling. Then we're going to... Oh god, I'm so fucking scared all the time. So scared. Bro, at least go towards the tank so that the tank can potentially grab aggro. Taunt the fucking guy. Straight up, our demon hunter is tanking that guy. Hey, found the fucking taunt button. Let's go. Dude, this is embarrassing. What the fuck is this guy doing in a 12? What is your awareness like that you don't see that you don't have aggro on one of the bosses for like a minute of the fight? Alright, let me focus up here a little bit. Or why are we constantly moving? Guys, if we don't brick this, I'm going to be fucking shocked. I'm actually going to be fucking shocked. This is so embarrassingly bad. He also doesn't seem to understand how the thing works. This guy needs to get focused. Like, we need to actually put damage into that big guy. I'm just single targeting at this point. I need to make sure I don't get sent into all that. Tank's just running around in circles with the tank buster on him, so that's been interesting. This thing has to die quickly. Cockwomble tank magnet turned on. I don't know, man. I got invited. I guess people that invite people with my rating and items level are just all kind of We're fighting two mobs. We're fighting two mobs. There's no fucking chance we're gonna fucking time this. How's my day going today? Pretty good up until I joined this, the last two keys that I've been in. It's been very interesting to say the least, because in the first workshop I got into, the tank couldn't live. Now in this workshop, the tank doesn't know what the fuck is going on. He's pulling two mobs. And he doesn't understand how the boss worked on the first boss, and he seems to be having trouble just staying alive. Sure, the puncture is actually quite a bit of damage, so maybe I should just Bro just used his lay on hands. He sure did use his lay on hands right there. That is... Bro, whatever. Just shut the fuck up and do damage. I'm just so confused at this point that I can't even process what the fuck is going on anymore. Trying to CC so that the corrosive gunk doesn't go out while there's a bunch of this AoE damage going from the Mega Drill. We managed to delay it enough, so now we good. We good. We are oh yeah, fuck it. Just chain into more mobs. Yeah, sure, why not? Let's chain at 10% HP and not pull the whole group over there. What the fuck is this tank, man? Why is someone like this doing 12s? Go... Whatever, man. 12s are apparently not hard unless you have a bunch of people that haven't done 12s before. Or any other key, apparently. Shit show keys? Yeah, I guess. I don't know, man. By perseverance, you'll be surprised, I guess, by how much you can get done if you just keep queuing and smashing your head against it. If you don't pull more than just that, I'm going to actually fucking leave the dungeon. Fucking pull something, bro. Stop backpedaling your way through the dungeon and actually pull shit. Holy fuck. I'm knocking those back because we need to get the corrosive gunk desynced from the Mega Drill, otherwise we're all gonna fucking die. Well, maybe not die, but it's gonna be a lot harder for the healer for no reason, so I'm just gonna desync it. I don't know, guys, I don't have a good feeling about this. No, the tank is a pure tank player. He has no DPS keys done, so it doesn't show that he's doing DPS keys. Okay, I like this pull. I like this pull. I'm okay with this pull. I'm actually gonna pop off on this pull. Let me do it real quick. I got you, 1 sec. Healer's allergic to Master Spell. But he's holding on. He's holding on for dear life. Pain suppression is a foreign concept to our healer. He got unlucky and got two of the things, though. Should be able to live here. Bro, healer is not here. Yeah, I'm fucking leaving. Nah, this is not timed. Tank is lost. I'm good, bro. I don't need to sit here and waste 40 minutes of my fucking time. I'm sorry, but this tank is absolutely fucking clueless. I don't need this shit in my life. There's no fucking way. Like, this is just over. I'm gonna go try to apply to 11 keys, maybe. 10 minutes in, you're in front of Cujo. Yeah. 10 minutes in and like our tank still hasn't figured out where the healer is or if he's there or not. All right, well, let me just close this prediction. Choose outcome. Ha, nope. And there you go. Enjoy your points, doubters. Although doubters were the right people for sure, because the BM Hunter did great. Yes, I agree. The BM Hunter was really, really good. The DH did, I think, wonderfully, surviving the first boss where one of the two bosses was hitting him for like a minute and a half of the fight. The life of a pug. The life of... And pug... I swear to God, guys. I swear to God, this is the single worst season for pug tanks I've ever seen. They are usually bad. They're usually bad. The average tank is pretty shit. But this season... holy mother of God, do they suck. It is just unfathomably bad how bad the average tank is right now. It's just rough, man. Like, being that, I understand not knowing the routes. I understand not knowing certain skips. I understand kind of being clunky with your positioning. What I don't understand is the demon hunter getting punched in the face for a minute and a half and you don't realize you don't have aggro. In a 12, you know routes? No, you don't, apparently. The average tank does not know routes until they get yelled at enough times, apparently. Or they turn into the salty people in my comments that are like, oh, no, but it's really hard to tank everybody. It's a thankless job because everybody... Yeah, it's a thankless job because you're doing it really poorly. That's why it's fucking thankless. Nobody's going to thank you for doing a shit job at something. So I don't know, man. I don't know. The best pug tanks are brews, druids, and DKs because those are the players who played for a long time. I disagree. I don't think the spec has anything to do with it. In my experience, druids are usually some of the worst tanks. DKs have a very hard time living for pretty much every dungeon. Not just because they're health yo-yos. I know that doesn't mean they're having a hard time. That's just normal. But oftentimes, the DKs are straight up the most often dead tanks in my keys. Due to the dungeons being easier and the ability to get gear being on point means there are more... They release morons in high-end keys. I don't know what day release means, but DH are rerolls this season. Pallies are rerolls last season. I guess. But yeah, that key was not getting timed, so I just fucking left, man. I couldn't handle it. I couldn't take it. Just heavy duty top gripping, like through and through the entire dungeon. Just that tank. I'm convinced that the tank was actively gripping a fork from the top during the execution of that key. That's the only thing that makes sense. Hi, Danny.
It didn't go well.
No. I'm in Dornagal. 11 minutes after starting the key, I was in Dornagal. So, yeah. Didn't go well. The tank was a little too bad. Day release is not good? Okay. I guess I should go look at 11s. I don't know what to do, guys. Like, I genuinely don't know what to do. I'm gonna go do 11s. I don't fucking know anymore, man. It just doesn't make sense. What do I need for 11s? Let's see. I need... Rookery, Motherload, Priory of Sacred Flame, DFC, Bloodgate, Theater. No, I don't need Theater. Very nice. Okay, yeah, I need these keys. I need these 5 keys at 11. So let's try and get some 11s done. Bit by bit, we'll get there. These guys look like they need a Bloodlust. Let's see. Backpedaling is a super important tank skill. Kiting is a super important tank skill to desync melee attacks, but I wouldn't say, like... You can backpedal. You can straight up just backpedal and it works, but I would say that... the way this guy was backpedaling was not what he was like. He had 2 people, he had 2 enemies hitting him and he was backpedaling. There's literally no fucking reason to walk back, like to backpedal and try to desync melees when there's 2 things hitting you. You just get hit in the face and that's it. Back into the queue we go. Let's see. Do we actually get invited to 11s? Who knows? Maybe. Potentially. Hopefully. These guys also need a Bloodlust. I would love to provide my Bloodlust services to these people. There we go. As a DK, I just hold down the S key throughout the whole dungeon. That sounds like you're never in your Death and Decay, which gives you quite a bit of stats. And also makes you do more damage with thing breaks. Although you can keep mobs fairly stationary while also desyncing melees if you just hide kind of in a circle-ish kind of thing. You backpedal to another group to see what DPS are doing? That sounds slow as fuck, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. That sounds really fucking slow. If you put groups together that slowly, that's probably irritating for your DPS. My guess, he died to those mobs once without using anything, and now he's scared of every mob in the dungeon. Fair enough. But still, that's a bad tank. You're almost 3k.
5, 4, 3.
You can be 3k rated and still have some poor gameplay decisions. I don't understand. Like that guy got, like the guy that I just played with is also probably close to 3k because he has everything on 10. Not as close as you, obviously, but he's probably going to reach to 3k this season through sheer perseverance. And I don't think he's a good player. So, you know, I'm not saying you're a bad player, but I'm saying it doesn't particularly matter. And here we go. I'll click the thingy since nobody wants to. There's backpedaling like this, which is extremely slow, and there's backpedaling like this, where you actually strafe, so you move at full movement speed, and that is fine. Like that is okay. Okay, we're doing a Void Rider into this, which is fucking great, bro. I have no idea how to live this. I'm gonna use defensives and hope for the best. We have no kicks available because we just don't. I'm gonna use a healing potion. Knock up. Knockback. Oh fuck, of course there's the emissary as well. Okay. See, this is a pull you don't do. You don't do giant AoE into 4 casters. I am probably dead here soon. I'm just dead now to the AoE. Routing issue. That pull has no reason to be done. There are many permutations of that area that involve you not pulling 4 casters in a giant AoE. He's not mental, he's bad. I mean, Prop Paladin can do a lot of kicks, but like, not even he's doing kicks. What am I supposed to do here? I'm just gonna try and stun them and blow them up. Maybe if I blow them up, then they can't hurt us. If they're dead, they can't hurt us. There we go. Now we might be able to live this, because I can live the localized storm. I think I'm okay for that. Yeah, nothing else hits me. There's no other damage happening. Healer's not back yet, so I'm gonna die. I had a health stone. Maybe that would have let me live. I don't know, bro. This 11's gonna brick as well. Do I want to sit through an 11 where we have 8 deaths this early on? The tank is saying, do you want smaller pulls, healer? And I'm like, bro, that has nothing to do with healing. That is unhealable. Now we're gonna do one group pulse because this tank doesn't understand how damage, like how group damage is taken and why it's taken the way it's taken. He just doesn't understand what the mobs do. Good night, Smash. I'm gonna need that luck. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I don't think we can even time this 11 with a tank pulling like they don't know what the mobs do, because they fucking don't. They actually do. We're actually pulling one group at a time. I'm gonna get banned for leaving groups, dude. I'm gonna get banned for leaving groups, but I genuinely don't need untimed keys at this point in the fucking progression of this character. I gain absolutely nothing from getting a plus 11 key. Just an 11 key on my board. Like, it does nothing for me. I get a smaller amount of quests, and I get no nothing. And I bet you whatever the fuck you want, he's gonna pull the group in the corner, and we're gonna accidentally pull the patrol, and then we're gonna half wipe again. He's actually pulling it all the way out here. Guys, I am so close to just giving up on this challenge. This is depressing. Like, if this is the quality of groups I can expect, I will literally never reach 3K without losing my fucking mind. Like, what the fuck are these pulls? We're actually gonna pull this entire room one pull at a time. If you're like this tank, stick to DPSing. Or actually look up guides for tanking. There's no shame in looking up guides for routes. Just look it up. You will do yourself a favor, and you'll do every group member you ever have a favor. Just look it up. Actually try to consume some content. Don't try to just raw dog it. You're just going to have a miserable time. The worst thing is you're not even going to know you suck. And then it's going to come as a shock to you when people call you out. I'm feeling better physically, but I am slowly losing my faith in humanity. Like, these pulls are absolute dog shit. We are doing basically literally one group at a time, because the tank doesn't understand which enemies do damage to the group and which ones don't. He did a pull where we pulled 4 casters and the Void Rider. So the patrol here and the 3 casters over there. We died, because of course we fucking did. And he asked the healer if he wants smaller pulls. The healer said nothing. And the tank is now pulling one group at a time, which is... I don't know if that pace can time this. And I genuinely think I should probably fucking leave this, because I don't need another bricked 11. Like, it's not going to do anything for me. What level of keys do you say you need to get to before dealing with struggling players like this? You will find players like this at every single key level, except for the highest ones, I guess. You can't really be that clueless and do like 13s or do 15s and higher. You'll find the odd person out who just sucks even in 15s or whatever, sure, but for the most part, I think you're good at that key level. I'm just waiting for the boss to go into the middle here. There we go. Our healer nearly got killed there by the beam, so that's always a good thing. Let's just move the healer forward a little bit. Help them out. They were struggling there in the background. Emissary went off because I'm guessing we didn't switch or something, or we're just too split up. I don't know, guys. The next pull we do is going to determine whether I leave this key or not. Because right now, I don't think we're on pace to actually time this. I genuinely think we're just going to brick the key, and I'm going to be wasting a bunch of my time. I'm not here for crests. I'm not here for fun times with randos. I'm here to try to actually time some keys. So, like, I'm going to leave. If the next pull after Kyrios is dog shit, I'm leaving. And if I get banned by Blizzard for doing that, then fuck it, man. I'm just going to take a break from World of Warcraft and we're going to go play something else. We're at 72 million health left on the boss. I kind of want to... Well, I did not want to use my tip the scales, that's for sure. That's not what I wanted to do. But I kind of want to hold my cooldowns here is what I'm trying to say. And it's gone. There we go. The Warlock kept getting split off from us. So they weren't getting healing through the AoEs. But I genuinely, I don't know. I'm not feeling good about this. If the tank pulls this group, I'm leaving. Okay, tank's not pulling that group. If he pulls just these 3 mobs, adios. Okay, he's moving. He's moving. He's dying, but he's moving. He's bubbled. Okay, that's something. I'm gonna Zephyr here, use a defensive on top of that. Waiting for that thing on the ground to clear, and I'm gonna go pop off. That is actually a decent pull. I'm going to remove that fucking thing from me. Healer's doing a good job keeping us alive. This was clean. This was a good pull. I like this pull. We're getting some time back, but I'm still feeling iffy about it. 8 deaths, 12 minutes in, we're just past Kyrios. Not good. Not good. I'm deciding my healer. I gotta get back in there. White Crush is on me, so I'm just gonna stand right on top of the guy so he doesn't actually move. Another hover is going to be necessary as we get into another circle from the diffuser. At least the DPS is looking good. I feel like we're doing okay DPS. That is something. We have Bloodlust available. If we double pull here, I wouldn't be sad about double pulling. He's line of sighting, so the oracles that we can easily kick don't do their thing. We have this thing back up here. I don't think that's getting killed. These guys are going to be super buffed up. Let's try and kill it. I managed to take it down a good chunk, but they still have 25% DR. I'm going to remove Curse from that person so they don't have to move. It's a Warlock. They really don't want to have to move. I can deal with moving by hovering. So I'm going to hover and try to move away. I failed my kick there, I believe. No, I did not. Okay, I'm getting absolutely blasted. Now I failed my kick, but it doesn't matter at this point. I'm holding my cooldowns, of course, because we're about to do double diffuser. And I have a feeling we're not going to have a great time with that, but we'll see how it goes. Hunter had all of the defensives available, used exactly none of them, died. Who'd have thunk it? I'm going to use a defensive here right before it hits me, it looks like. I'm going to use a healing potion just to make sure I'm nice and safe here for this. We're going to try and take out that emissary. Focusing on that right now. Seems to have worked. Very good. Quick heal to the warlock. Okay. Our hunter is back. Guardian Druid is in good state? Yeah, I think so. Okay, our tank is going to have to CR that person. I'm sure they are able to. Bro, nobody has a CR other than you. Okay, they used it. Good. That's something. Don't give it to the tank, buddy. Don't give it to the tank. Use the health stone here. That's about as much as I can do. As long as I don't get it, I don't care. We're gonna wait for that to pass. I can't say I feel the safest with this healer. Let's put it that way. We are able to take care of the emissary using our cooldowns. It kind of worked out at the same time. We lost our healer. I think he got hit by some poo-poo there. I'm not sure who to give this to. Probably Warlock would be the best idea right now, so another person doesn't get it again. I'm going to stand on the opposite side from the group, from the Warlock. We do have another CR available. I guess we're going to have to use that. There is the healer. Otherwise, this is going to be a ripperino. I guess I should have bloodlusted here. At this point, I'm going to maybe bloodlust last boss. I didn't realize that I didn't bloodlust. Whatever. Using a defensive, gonna get close to the tank. Tank is the best person to pass this off to. I would love it if I could get an actual heal. I didn't realize I was standing in the gunk. Man, I don't know. Like, now I'm playing bad because I'm just tilted from playing with questionable people. Whatever. There's an R-Druid debate going on. We're losing Vlad soon? Oh, yeah. Well, this group is probably going to be losing me soon. I don't know. This is going to take forever for them to kill. They have to bounce it between themselves. There's no way for them to actually get rid of the debuff, so they're going to just bounce between each other and die eventually. The healer's going to have the next bounce. Tank just died from the dot. The healer is about to kick the bucket as well. Just, bro, what are you doing? Just die, bro. I'm really not feeling this. We have 9 minutes to time the rest of this key. Yeah, I genuinely, I just don't need an untimed 11. Like, what am I gonna do here? Waste another half an hour of my time to get 10 crests or whatever the fuck? I don't need, I don't need this. Hey, Azriel. Thank you for the 2 months in a row. the tank whispered me, "Mad bro," something about me making mistakes, and then reported, and then ignored me. Okay, man. Like, sure, I guess I made some mistakes. I did make mistakes. Not as big of a mistake as your parents, apparently, but it's okay. Game good? Oh, game pretty bad tonight. I think it's Tuesday syndrome, where all the people are trying to... Some people are trying to get higher keys cleared, but mostly people are just trying to get weeklies done on their shit alts that they don't know how to play. So, you know, bit of a roughie. Maybe queue for 12 Brazil keys, hoping it's a group of pumper. Dude, I'm not going to get invited into 12 Brazils. 4 months from Self-Real. Gotta get them vault slots. I'm good on vault slots. If you're talking about me. I got plenty of vault slots. I've done a shit ton of 10s just farming for Gilded Crests. Ugh. Airless today, he should have worn a condom. Talking about some tank's dad. You don't have vault slots? Are you guys just like creating groups in the chat? I can appreciate that. Hope you guys have fun. Can you see the MOG? Sure, hold on. This is the human form MOG. And then in dragon form, this is what it looks like. Maybe I should land, then you can appreciate it more. There he goes. Looks good. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the MOG. Honestly, I wish I had the full Arathi set to maybe make it work, like the white one, but I don't, so here I am. I'm welcome to join for the crests. I don't know, man. I think I need to... Sure, shoot me an invite. Morning Breath Terran Mill. I don't care what I do at this point. I'm not getting a 12 time today, so I'm just gonna do whatever the fuck. I would like to do 10s. If you guys are doing 10s, shoot me an invite. Otherwise, I'm gonna find other groups. Is it just the Fias? Or also, realms are case sensitive, so be sure you get it correctly. What did I say? Don't worry about it. I'm just gonna look for 10s to join. It's fine. I don't feel like... like my social battery and everything has already gone to shit because I've just had to deal with some of the worst tanks I've ever seen in my life. Legitimately. So I'm just gonna start queuing for 10s for crests or whatever. I don't want to lower my key because I want to do it tomorrow for the video. But I'm just gonna try and join some of these 10s. Yeah, sure. Nanny, if you have a 10 you want to host for me, sure. I don't even need it to be as good as Seeker. Like, even just a tank that actually knows what the fuck is going on in the dungeon is going to be better than literally anything I've had today. So, yeah. I've been invited by a rando. I'm sorry, bud, but I'm gonna have to leave. I don't know, man. I think this challenge is going to take a change in format, because even though I had a good 12 today with the people in my 12 Cinder Brew, I also think that 90% of groups are going to be like the shit I've seen today in the queue so far. So I think that the challenge is just going to have to take a detour from the whole PUG only thing, and I'm just gonna do it with Seeker and Danny and show you guys some actual fun keys. If you want to do 3K, you need to do tank. Yeah, I think that's kind of what I'm learning here. Well, learning. It's not like I didn't know that. I've already told Danny that, like, if I ever do another 3K challenge, I'm playing a tank. And not a healer. It's not just about getting invited. I don't want to be a healer because I'm going to be stunk with more top gripper fucking tanks. If you want, Seeker. So Danny, are you logging in? There we go. Well, Dara78 comes in with a Prime sub. Thank you so much. Appreciate the support. Alright, we're doing a 10 Priory of the Sacred Flame. Seeker's hosting it for us. So we're gonna go get some 10 keys done, at least to show you what it looks like when a tank actually knows what the fuck goes on in a dungeon and which mobs you can and can't pull. Because holy fuck am I tired of watching people just mouth breathe onto their fucking keyboards. Not know what's going on and then kill the group and then ask the healer if he needs smaller pulls. Do I have a teleport? I don't even have a teleport because we've just been bricking everything I walk into. It's a 10 Priory. That Seeker's going to tank for us and Danny's going to heal. The group seems to be full at this point. I just need a palette cleanser of a key just to get into one key that's not going to be bricked 2 minutes into it. I have to travel there ye olde way because my portals are on cooldown because everything I joined was just getting bricked. So, goddamn, 3 runs so far and all 3 have been absolute catastrophes from start to the point where I leave because I do leave. I think I left all 3 of the keys because they were just not happening. God dang. It's rough out here, guys. It's rough out here. But I'm looking forward to see how this works out. I am excited. Hold on, where's the actual entrance to this? There it is. Whew. Sorry for not doing like a full-on community key for this. I just needed a moment to decompress after some really shit runs. You can maybe do some some community keys after this. I just need at least one key that's gonna go super fucking smooth, so it doesn't look like I suck constantly. Because I feel bad about my performance when I'm in a group where there's 4 mobs being pulled at a time. Oh boy.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Didn't use tip to scales, not too gutted about it, don't really care. Sure, it's a DPS gain at the start of the key, but I'll live without it. So what Seeker's going to do here is he is going to put down a misery sigil on these guys, and then we can walk straight past them. He's going to drop combat using Shadow Meld, and he's the only one in combat with them. We can walk straight through them, it's not going to put us in combat with them. As you can see, we skipped that, we walk past this night patrol, we're going to go through the middle. We're not going to pull any of the night patrols. We're pulling Suleiman and a bunch of these casters here as well. And once we're all here, which we seem to be, we're going to go ahead and just send all of our cooldowns, like so. I'm going to focus a bit so I can get my damage out. And there we go. Firing our heart out. Let's get the fire breath back out. I'm going to... I need to be able to move someone. I can't do that. But I'm living. I should have just cauterized myself after I got caught in that trap, but we're good. I just spent a bunch of globals trying to use that shit instead of DPSing, and I'm still top DPS. If that doesn't tell you that this class is OP, you're not paying attention. Because this class is OP. There we go. Another trap right in front of me. I don't seem to be triggering it. I'm going to cauterize Seeker so he can move around if he wants to. He's probably going to go and pull the guys upstairs. There's 4 footmen he can pull up there. He might also pull these 3 footmen here. So we're pinging our friends to stay down here because he's going to come down with those. I'm going to look to rescue him over there. Just give him a bit of a speed boost because he wants to grab those 3 footmen as well. We have an affix coming up and chainmail's coming up down these stairs. I'm focusing on the affix. I'm going to bring it to Seeker. He's also pulling the lynx and sharpshooter over here. Alright, we're ready for this pull to actually begin. We don't have cauterize for our friend here who got the bleed, but we don't really care about that right now. I just somehow managed to miss, or what happened there? What happened to my... Whatever, man, empowered spells sometimes are a little bit weird. We have a CC going out for the footman. We're moving out of the circle of the footmen, so I'm not going to spend CC for this. We're going to CC all of them now because there's a bunch of them going off. And now we can actually do double engulf on chainmail, which is going to be a lot of damage. We're going to go ahead and remove the bleed from the shaman because he's squishier. Seeker doesn't really give a shit about the bleed. He just pops off, does his tank thing. And chainmail is almost dead. As you can see, very efficient pull. This is what actual tanking looks like. Actually knowing a route, doing it, explaining it to people beforehand. You didn't see party chat, but Seeker explained everything that we were going to skip. And then the rest of it is self-explanatory. We add some pings here just so people know where they need to stand. The patrol between these 2 areas has been pulled into chainmail, so we don't have to worry about that. Perfect patrol coming in with the knight here. So we're going to focus on the knight. We have all our cooldowns available again. We're going to go ahead and just try to pop off as much as we can. We're focusing the knight. We don't really care about the rest of these guys. We just want to focus the knight. I'm going to use the defensive here. Knock-up comes out from the shaman. I tried to also use it, but mine was on cooldown. We're going to prolong CC, and next knock-up is me. Disrupting shot goes out. I wasn't actually doing anything. We're going to remove that impale from the low HP shaman that we had for a second there, and there we go. That takes care of that. Beautiful. Gorgeous pull. Very efficient. It worked out really well because the patrol was right there when we needed it to be right there. That worked out amazingly. Right, we're going to be focusing on the light spawn. We're going to go ahead and give shields to Entropy here to try and make them live the double thing. They didn't have a cooldown available, so I used a heal on them, and then I also used... I'm going to knock everything out of that. There we go. I don't want all of those being healed. They were getting knocked up right as the thing was blowing up, which is pretty bad. But I had a knockback available, so I was able to get them out of it. That actually, kind of a clutch play, not gonna lie. Did pretty well there, I think. Seeker's trying to get upstairs here to hit these footmen. He's probably gonna try and pull some more footmen over there. There we go. We just about have all our cooldowns here, and I think it's going to be worth using them on Aemia. I'm going to look to focus down this emissary. Let's do that real quick before we get our cooldowns. We're going to focus down the emissary with just one engulf. I don't even have a second one, so it works out. There we go. We have our cooldowns ready. I'm going to go ahead and use them here. It'll stun any of these remaining footmen that haven't cast their shit yet. I'm going to wait a second to get our thingy thing with the stuffy stuff back, or fire breath, and we're ready to pop off on the remaining HP of Aemia, which works out perfectly that I'm using it later into the fight, because we get our full mastery value even on low HP targets. Now, is it a bit overkill for a 10 for this mob? Maybe. With the DPS we have, people are kind of popping off, so there's not as much value in me using my cooldowns there, but I think overall it kind of worked out. We have another mini boss here because, you know, Priory. We're pulling it with the lynxes. We're going to go ahead and kick this so Seeker can position these as he wishes to. These guys are going to start jumping in. His sigil of chains didn't quite clip the sharpshooter, unfortunately. Danny's going to get that bleed removed from her. Seeker's going to get dispelled. We're going to try and help out with the healing here as best we can. I can't actually do much for this guy. There we go. Alright, now let me focus on the DPS for just a moment there. I was just making sure. These lynxes can be bothersome if they manage to apply their bleeds to whatchamacallits, to the same target. It can be pretty rough to heal them up, especially if they kind of ignore the fact that they have defensives. But I think our druid's barkskin was on cooldown at that point, so I don't know if they could have done much other than, you know, maybe bear form frenzied regent to try and help out with the healing. We're gonna kick that so Danny doesn't have to spend a dispel on the thingy with the stuff. We take care of the emissary and we're ready for the first boss. Even first boss, it's great? Yeah, I agree. How the fuck did my fire breath stop casting there? Please explain this to me. Please explain how it stopped casting. Just gonna get rid of these bleeds as often as I can. Can't really communicate with Seeker right now, so I don't know when he wants it or needs it. But what we can do is we can pop the fuck off. So let's do so. We have our cooldowns available. I don't think we're gonna get them back by the time this is by the time we pull the trash upstairs. It doesn't feel like we really need it here. We're gonna probably do the 5 pull. Or 5 paladin pull when we get upstairs. We won't have bloodlust, but I think Seeker's still gonna go for it. And I'm gonna use Zephyr then when the first paladin cast goes out to reduce the AoE damage coming out from the paladins. I feel like it'll be good. You guys are just getting a live episode of DNV really at this point. I'm just commentating through everything. I hope you guys enjoy that. I hope you guys have fun with the live commentary. Alright, Pierce Armor goes out. We do have Cauterize available. I'm gonna save it here in case Seeker has it when he has to go upstairs. Because if he gets the bleed, he's gonna keep the bleed. Yeah, Pierce Armor goes out. Boss is about to die. We're gonna dispel that. So he doesn't have the bleed going into the pull. He wants to pull all the groups here. Or at least the middle and the side. He's been doing that lately. Middle and the side. He's doing both sides right now, it looks like. Yes. We're going to kick that priest in. We're going to give Frenzied, or not Frenzied, sorry, Renewing Blaze to Seeker. And then we're going to use our thingy with the stuff. What is that thing called? Zephyr, because Zephyr is going to reduce the damage we take from Sacred Toll. Once Zephyr runs out, which I think it has at this point, we're going to start using our own defensives. And now we have cooldowns available. I don't know if it's worth using them at this point, because the pull is already pretty low HP. I might just use it for the next pull. This is the difference between running in a PUG and not knowing what the fuck the tank's going to pull, and running with a pre-made that knows what's going on. That is the difference, friends. So just in case you thought I was bad at the game, you're kind of right, but with a good enough group, you can kind of hide it. Alright, we want to kick on that. Entropy takes care of it. We're going to kick this guy. We want to get another... I'm trying to kill the emissary here. There we go. Emissary is dead. We get buffed, not them. We're going to use our cooldowns here. There we go. I'm going to use a defensive. I'm going to dash over to Danny, give her a bit of healing here. There we go. I'm going to figure out where our shaman friend is, get him out of there for just a second. To give him a shield for the next AoE and ourselves using rescue. There we go. Beautiful. Very nice. Power spells just bug sometimes? Yeah, man. They just kind of eat shit. You've learned more from my stream of consciousness than most commentary guides. And that probably just works for your type of like the way you learn. But that's awesome. We have a Zephyr available. I'm going to use it here for both the shields and then the AoE from soaking. Castigator shield goes out. I'm going to heal myself. We're all full HP, so I'm just going to go in there and soak. I have a defensive rolling, so I don't feel bad soaking. I'm going to group up on Seeker because we want to make sure we all move in the same direction. Rank 4 Fire Breath into a big bada boom engulf. Follow along with Seeker. Trying to kill the emissary. I'm going to go ahead and use our thingy with the stuff. Hold on. I'm just going to soak right now because I think it's okay. Did I actually soak? Now I soaked. Okay, we have big soaks going out. Everyone's kind of got a soak. I have cooldowns here. We're going to try and focus on the cooldowns. Okay, focus, focus, focus.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Seeker's pinging the boss. That usually means we stay on boss because he's going to die before we have to actually soak this. And I think that's the right call. Because he is dead. There he goes. There he goes indeed. Cooldowns slightly wasted by yours truly, but that is a me mistake, not a anything else mistake. There we go. Nice engulf with 3 rank 3 Fire Breath. The higher the rank the Fire Breath, the more your red spells do damage, which is big bueno. Big old Kinder Bueno right there. Let's use an Unravel on the Emissary along with the other AoE that we're doing. We should be able to take care of that. Max rank Eternity Surge right here. And I'm going to hold my Fire Breath just so we have a Fire Breath available right away. Danny is the person all the way in the back, so we're going to carry her forward. There we go. That was a Zephyr. I keep pressing that button instead of turning into my Visage form. That is completely my bad. We're going to look at the Fire Mage, and we're going to try and get an interrupt on the Fireball volley. There it is. We're going to interrupt that. And then we're going to try to pop off. I used the defensive late there. That is a mistake, but I'll manage to catch the second Sacred Toll going out, so that is good. Because the Sacred Tolls are the biggest source of damage here, along with the beams from the Light Spawn. Now, the Light Spawns have been very generous to yours truly. I haven't been targeted one by pretty much the entire dungeon. Now, what we need to focus on is the Paladin moving out of the circle. Did we kill Paladin? Oh, we don't kill Paladin. That is unfortunate. I should have probably committed something to killing the Paladin there. That is my bad. Seeker stood in it to just make sure that we actually kill the Paladin before it blows up. He wanted to do that damage. He says 300k, says Seeker, so we got it very, very close. I think one more angry look at that guy would have been enough. Emissary getting beamed down. I have my cooldowns available. I think the Seeker wants to pull Brawn Pike. We're going to try and make that happen. It's going to be rough because Brawn Pike's going to get buffed the fuck by the by the Affix. We should have probably killed Affix here first, but oof. Is that Footman dying? No, Sacred Toll, 5 million damage because of the buff from the Affix. We're going to run back fast as we can. I was just curious what killed us. I could have looked that up while I was running back. All right, we're going to walk in with a defensive. There we go. I'm already here. I'm already using a defensive. Danny goes down. You have to knock these up. We're going to prolong CC. We're going to Zephyr. Heals, healing potion. Healers are going out. I don't mind. It's the smites I'm worried about. Okay. I think we're good here. That is rough. That is a rough pull with Brawn Pike. What is that damage? 4 million Sacred Toll along with the rot damage. It's a bit much to catch up on. I think we're having an issue here of the Affix going off is what kind of shit on us. I don't think we put enough damage into the Affix, which is partially my fault as well. So yeah, I think we have one Paladin left. Brawn Pike is finally dead. Is he? No, he's still fucking alive. We gotta kill the Affix, otherwise Brawn Pike is going to cause us even more trouble. There we go. That was just a lot. Seeker says my bad, but honestly, I expected the Affix to die as well. We're gonna put a focus on one of the fire mages, and then we're gonna whatchamacallits. We're going to look to interrupt the volley that they do, which just came up. So I used my interrupt on that one. Knockup goes out. We have 2 interrupts available. That can take care of the volley. They do so. Beautiful. You just have to kill the Footman now. Footman goes down. Very nice. Stand back in the healing rain. And I think that's these 2 groups, and we're done. So we're going to look for this priest to interrupt it. There we go. That'll make it group up. I do have cooldowns available. I think I'm going to do so. I think I'm going to send cooldowns here just to clean up this little pack of mobs here. It's well, not a little pack of mobs. It's actually quite a few mobs. I think it's 10 in total, so it kind of works out. Didn't really do my opener correctly there because I had an engulf stack left, but we can use it now. We're going to knock everything up. We're going to prolong CC. Hopefully that lets someone CC them long enough with like a knockup or something, but no, it looks like we good though. Danny's at 37% mana. That is enough for this boss, so we're going to get into it. Paladins into Nullpike is gnarly. Yeah, I think the issue was more the Affix, though. The Affix really caught us at a bad time. We should have finished it off and then gone into that pull. But if we had waited too much for that pull, we also would have lost our opportunity window because the patrol was in a good spot for us to be able to actually pull that. So it was just a combination of things that led to that. It wasn't particularly bad gameplay or anything. Plus, I think Seeker at this point is more used to running keys that don't have affixes, so kind of just tries to ignore them or forgets about them, but that is a-okay. Because this is still a stomp of a key, thanks to the great DPS the group's doing, as well as some amazing healing and tanking.
4, 3, 2,
We're going to start beaming, turn around, turn back around. We can continue beaming because, you know, reasons. Alright. I have my thing for the ads. Most of them are on this side. Seeker seems to be taking care of those. I'm going to take care of these. There's an entangling roots over there. Courtesy of our shaman. We're going to interrupt this, but we have a second set of ads, and I don't have much for them. Oof, it's scary to use deep breath into them. I'm not going to do that. I think we still have some CC available. We're going to knock back this first group. I'm going to try and slow him. Our shaman went down.
3, 2, 1.
Avoid that blind with a defensive. Let's go pop our cooldowns now. There we go. A little bit messy there. I'm always bad at this intermission. I feel like I need to just start saving stuff for the intermission. Make sure that I have something for it, because I feel like every time I do this, I don't do enough damage, and then we don't actually manage to take care of the
1.
intermission without spawning a second group of ads, which feels bad. Alright, no loot for yours truly. Who gets what? We have a signet from Seeker. Seeker gets the signet every time he walks into this goddamn dungeon. This guy's... What, man? And then we have male gloves. Do I need those? It doesn't seem like I do. Alright, well that was smooth. You guys have 2 Earthbind mobs, shouldn't even get up the stairs. You're implying we're coordinated, dude. Everyone's on their own. The Signet rank 1 Vengeance DH. Yours truly is a very good call for you. Seeker is getting some fans now. As we have April over on YouTube saying, "Hey Seeker, want a region transfer and run a priory?" Yeah, Danny did Earthbind on one side. I think I overlapped my whatchamacallit, my landslide with Danny's Earthbind. Seeker has some stuff to take care of now, so it's just me and Danny now. Danny has a Cinder Brew meadery. Let's see here if Danny wants to keep running. I'm gonna ask her in party chat. As an evoker, I should not be doing CC on the ads. I can kind of just stand there on the side and send out the landslide. It's 1 global. It's just that I overthink it's like way too much, and I just get flustered. Landslide is better for second set because they all run through the middle. I guess that's a thing. Yeah, maybe I just save the landslide for the second thing. It's whatever though. It worked out. We popped off. We had a great time. All right. Well, we have a Cinder Brew meadery courtesy of Danny. We're going to go ahead and drop that to a 10, and then Danny's going to host that for us. Cinder Brew meadery Mythic Plus, and we're going to call it DNV because you guys get to join. So let's see if we can get a full group going. Look for DNV, put something in your note to let me know you're from the stream, and we'll get a group going. Deus Volt. You think you wish your PUG tanks played like that? Yeah, not every tank is the Seeker. The Seeker put in a lot of effort to learn how these runs work and how to make them optimal. Mostly, I seem to think that he just takes a look at the MDI routes. He's cooked up some of his own things, that's for sure. I know he has MDT open and does his thing. Tankatron over here. We're gonna shoot them an invite. Now we're looking for 1 more DPS and a tank to join us for some +10 Cinder Brew meadery. Again, you guys look for DNV. It's a bit of a first come first serve. As long as you're not like 600 item level, you should be okay. That is our Signet of the Priory, fully upgraded. Love to see it. We have Bear Flavor of the Month, which is probably a Season 2 Dragonflight character. Let me know if you're from the stream or not. Because if there's nothing in your note, I'm going to assume you're not from the stream. Zargos is definitely not from stream, so we can trust that they are. Bear Flavor of the Month, let me know in like chat or something if you're actually from the stream. Otherwise, I'm going to wait for a different tank. You're not plus 12 worthy? It is tens that we're doing right now. Timid Rooster, so you can join for tens. You spent an hour cooking a floodgate route? Hell yeah. Big cooks all around. Seeker's a freaking chef. Yep. He can mix and match. He loves to do the skips that pugs usually don't know how to do. So those are super fun sometimes, especially bubble skips. But when they go through and when they work, it's really nice. But yeah, just don't heal, bro. Yeah, I don't know if the bubbles thing was just healing, but yeah, it's fun. Pugs kind of freak out. Pugs also sometimes just don't fucking care about skips. They're just in their own little bubble, doing their own little thing. Chilling, watching Netflix on the other stream or on the other screen, or you know, just listening to music and not paying attention to chat, and then you try to do a skip and they start healing the tank that's trying to do a death skip. So it's interesting. There would be some heavy lifting on the others, dude. That's me and every 10 key. Renew on the Seeks and off to skip the mobs. Yep, something like that. Okay, Ravenina is here, which is Tankatrano from the stream. Once they join us, I'm gonna get us with a ready check and get this party started, huh? Let's reapply some consumables. Still time with 15 deaths, not comfortable, but oh well. Yeah, it was a 12 floodgate, right, that we did? Something like that with my hunter. It was interdasting. Alright, it's Danny's key, not mine.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hots ruined an 18 brewery for my brother yesterday during a skip. Oh. You're 624 on your Windwalker? Yeah, you're going to have a bad time in 10s, I think, just because you're going to die to most AoE unless you very, very steadfastly use your defensives. Focusing a little bit on this because I want to do some good damage here at the start. I feel like I did okay. The blood was not life, so I get to out DPS a unholy DK, which is wonderful. There's Chewy and a Pyromaniac. We're just going to focus on interrupting the Pyromaniac, and we should be A-okay. Okay, we didn't even manage to interrupt. I think somebody beat us to it, which is wonderful. Oh, I need to move. Trying to kill this thing. I think it popped. Oh, nice, we got it. Okay. Used my defensive a little bit late there. My bad. My bad. Oh, come on. Right as I started casting. Boo boo. I would figure we're gonna grab the The remaining trash can go into boss here. That would be my assumption. We'll see what Bare Bottom does. There we go. Bare Bottom's pulling boss. Can go ahead and send my cooldowns here. Kind of did it the wrong way around, but I think it works out in the end. If Cinder Brew goes out, I'm going to use a self-heal defensive. The Renewing Blaze on top of myself and Danny, who has the other dot. That'll keep us nice and safe. Boss is getting shredded. Love to see it. I'm going to grab one from the middle here. And just go this way. There we go. Trying to beam that thing down just so it doesn't buff the boss as much. This might be a little bit rough here because the boss has 50% of that affix on it, which is a big DR. 51% DR, 25% DPS increase or damage increase. It's a little bit rough here. Buff is now gone, so we can breathe a sigh of relief as you work on getting Aldrir down to the second intermission. That is not what I wanted to do, Empowered Button, but oh well. He's about to screw off and go to the middle. Slowly but surely we're getting there. I'm gonna look for... God damn it. Alright, I'm just gonna try and kill this thing before it buffs up or the boss again. I have one of the brewskis. Alright, less of a buff on the boss this time. It just loves to spawn in during the worst fucking times. Probably should not be sending my cooldowns here while it has the DR, but I want to use them more often rather than optimally. Hank wants us to go in that direction. We might have to change plans here. Never mind. This works out. I think we're good here, considering there's no more intermissions. We can just kind of freely move around. Just so long as we don't do the thing with the stuff. Another Renewing Blaze on Danny and yours truly. I'm going to dash, ooh, healing potion. I stood in the shit a bit too long there. My apologies. I didn't realize one was landing on me from the tank buster. But it worked out. Very, very, very nice. Amazing healing as per usual from Danny, keeping everyone alive and safe, even through me not really using the defensives optimally. We have no soothe or anything along those lines, so we have to fight this group of mobs. There's no choice to it. Gonna double engulf the Hobgoblin. We have another group joining us here. We're going to prolong CC and then we're going to bump everything up like that. We're gonna go ahead and just stand. Oh shit, that's not what I wanted to do. Hold on. Hippity hoppity. There we go. Maybe not the best spot for me to post up. Yeah, probably not the best spot. Let's put it that way. I do not have a jump up available or a knock up available, but we're gonna make it work. Emissary goes to us, not to the mobs, all is well. Focusing on the wrong things right here. I'm trying to do like some kind of fancy position. Like on top of these. I think this is good. Haha, you can't reach me, fat ass. There we go, much better. Beautiful kicks going out. I've been slacking on the kick department. I gotta admit. There is a brew. We can just line of sight that though. We're moving on to the next group, so we're fine. We have double Hobgoblin into a pack of casters. We're gonna put one of the casters on focus. Let's try and do our opener as best we can here. Very nice. I feel like I did quite well. It's not going to hit me with the actual charge part because I stood on top of those boxes and he hits the boxes before he hits me. so I stay nice and safe and cozy and warm and happy. Surecone comes in and says, "Hi Vlad, recently found your YouTube channel. Been watching all your vids. Love the content. You seem to enjoy what you do." Yeah, I love playing World of Warcraft, and I love yapping my head off. So it's a wonderful combination of the two. And I'm glad you're enjoying that combination as well. Very happy to hear it. Sorry, by the way, if you've been waiting for a reply for a while. I was busy yapping. Alright, we have a Hobgoblin, we have a Pyromaniac. We're going to look for Hobgoblin Prio damage and focus on the Pyromaniac. Prolonging CC, knocking up. Knocking them into the wall. Beautiful control of the mobs here. They basically didn't get to do shit. They stood there and they got beat up and turned, like, set on fire. I love it. One thing I need to stop doing is using high rank, what are they called? Engulfs? Or high rank fire breaths when I am low on the engulf stack department. Alright, 2 groups plus Hobgoblin. We're going to focus one of the Pyromaniacs. We have cooldowns available. We're going to go ahead and use those, like so. Gonna have to look for engulfs on the group here rather than on the Pyro or the Hobgoblin, because the Hobgoblin charged out and we want to make sure that we can actually whatchamacallit, AoE the whole group. There we go. Nice engulf on the Hobgoblin, and let's pop off. Moving on to the next group. I'm gonna send a max rank, or not max rank, but as high rank as we can before it times out. Eternity Surge, prolong this even more. Beautiful. We managed to get the engulf out while the Hobgoblin was still next to all the mobs. So that is wonderful. We're going to kick the Rejuvenating Honey. I'm going to hold my CC here. I don't think we need my CC here to live. So I'm going to go ahead and try to just focus on doing damage. I'll keep the CC for the little thingy things that come in later during the boss fight. The little brew things. Okay, I'm beaming down the batch because I don't want to die, and then we'll take care of this. Everyone's focused on it, that's good. We have Bloodlust available, we can Bloodlust on full. I'm going to go ahead and do so. There we go, beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and use a Zephyr here. I'm going to use a Hover so I can move out of these while still DPSing the boss. I'm going to move into a Breath and to move a bit more. And to get an engulf out, and to knock this guy all the way back next to those. We're going to slow as many of them as we can. I was out of range, so I couldn't beam that thing. We're going to kill these, and then I'm going to pop off on the boss with my defensive, or with my offensive cooldowns. All right, let's reapply our dots on the boss. Whee! And do this. We don't have Bloodlust, but I don't need it to do big damn. Let's go. Gonna use a hover and move. I'm gonna focus on the emissary. That is going to be my focus, because if the emissary goes off, those dots are going to be kind of impossible to deal with. Okay, we moved the emissary out of my range, unfortunately. That was kind of rough right there, but no worries. That wasn't done intentionally, it was just an accident, so it doesn't matter as much. We're going to use a defensive and a self-heal. As I said, those dots hurting pretty bad, so we got to make sure we pay attention to that. That's all the brew drops dead. Boss is just about dead. We need to get out of the gunk, though, because we cannot stand in that. The boss is no longer buffed. We can turn around and blast the bejesus out of it after controlling the little brew drops enough. I need to move, regardless of the fact that the boss is almost dead. There we go. Bit of a toughie, but we got it. Zarga's popping off, showing us why Blood DK, or Unholy DK, is still strong. We're doing a bit of a big pull here. We could use a death grip on the guy in the back so that he actually groups up. I'm going to look for an interrupt on the Purveyor. Bear takes care of it. We're now focusing, okay. We're now focusing on getting all these mobs back together. I'm going to go ahead and use the spell thing, because I had 4 stacks of the worker bee thing. I was not going to live that much longer, so I used the bleed the spell to take care of that. I have cooldowns available. I don't feel like using them here. I kind of don't want to. I'm going to hold. So next pull, if it's chunky, we're going to pop off. Wasted my interrupt there. Kind of could have just let that go off. I don't think there was any cost to it. We can just kill. This is a chunky enough pull. We have a knockback in 2 seconds here. I don't think we need it. We're going to put a focus down, targeting the harvester because he's a good prio target, highest HP. We're just going to send everything. We have our interrupt here as well. We managed to get all of our engulfs out in that. That was beautiful. Make sure we don't stand in that nonsense. I'm going to stand closer just so I don't get knocked into the enemies back there and pull them like an idiot. Even though you can outrange that thing. Even as an evoker, you can outrange it. But I'd rather not have to risk it by getting closer to these wranglers. Okay. Barefottom is pulling the worker bees into this room. I'm okay with that. We gotta make sure those bees don't get buffed by the wrangler. Move out of that. Danny chooses to avoid that. We have the thing that can remove the bleed, so we're gonna remove that from Danny. And she should be a-okay, not have to worry. She can send out more meatballs and more chain lightnings. Final sting is going out on Barefottom. Not much I can do about it, unfortunately. We're going to focus on taking out this emissary. I think we want to pull this once it is grouped up from the patrol. That seems to be the case. I'm going to continue focusing on the emissary. Big breath is going to go out into an engulf. Never mind, didn't do the engulf. Actually, I did. Never mind. Focusing on this, interrupting it. Barefottom takes care of it. Just like that. Beats me to it. I'm going to get out of there. I did not like my chances of living in that situation. We're just going to do this. We're just going to move them all away. The Purveyor is going to be okay just moving back to us. And now we have the Wranglers far enough away from the rest of that crap so we don't have to actually worry about the mobs being pulled over there. Even if this guy does a circle, we can evade towards those and still not pull. So I think that knockback may well have been worth it. See, Barefottom moves in that direction and is still able to not pull the next group of mobs, which I don't think we need. Now we do have a BM Hunter whose pets might pull, so I'm keeping an eye over there. We're going to put a focus on the Purveyor. I want to look for him. Interrupt is nasty. We're going to send our cooldowns here. Beaten to the interrupt yet again, but now I can send my interrupt on the Wrangler. If he does cast yet again, but it looks like somebody else interrupted that as well. So there is nothing for me to interrupt. I can just blast the bejesus out of this. I'd love to see it. Failed my first +10 run last night. Feels bad, but I'll try again. Yeah, man, you gotta keep it going. There's a point where you start doing, when you first start doing 10s and when you first start getting into keys, you end up with people that are also inexperienced and or that are just inexperienced. I don't know if you're experienced or not, but assuming since you said first, you might not be. But you end up having to play with a lot of the... Why the hell did that thing just die? It just straight up just died. It exploded right next to the boss and I didn't get to break that canister or whatever. This boss is so buggy, man. I don't know what to tell you. But yeah, when you start doing keys, you'll end up with a lot of inexperienced people and it'll be miserable. But as you keep going, you get into groups with better people over and over again. And if you have a group of people to play with like I do, it can be pretty nice. There we go. I think we took care of all of them now. I'm going to do a big engulf on the emissary. We have cooldowns available, so we're going to go ahead and use them here. I'm not grabbing these while I'm in my cooldowns, so I'm just going to pop off and focus on beating the bejesus out of Buzzbee. People doing a great job of taking care of the bees. I don't know if it's Danny doing it or if it's the entire group participating, but I love to see it. That is the right call. We have new bees coming in, but I think these we just ignore and we pop off. I'm gonna grab Danny and we're gonna take her. Never mind, I'm not taking anyone anywhere. I keep messing up my rescues. I don't know why but rescue is one of the clunkiest abilities to use ever. I don't know. You have to target someone, you have to use rescue, and then you have to choose a position. And if you're out of line of sight, the click's gonna go to shit. You're gonna have to target them again. It's just very clunky to use. But hey, you know, that's what we live for. The clunk. Alright. Yes Man goes down. Next one is on Ix. Love to see it. Gonna try and switch over to the emissary. I think I have an engulf that can... Yeah, I don't even need to use engulf. That's wonderful. I can hold engulf for the agree gentleman. Fire breath out and max rank, and then an engulf takes care of that. Probably didn't even need the max rank fire breath. That was probably overkill, but does not matter. Rank 4 fire breath into engulf. I'm not going to use the second engulf. I'll save that for the boss. And we have bloodlust available in a few seconds, and we have cooldowns as well, so we can set up fully. I don't know if the tank's going to be clearing all of them. I'm going to assume that the tank is going to be clearing all of them, so we're just going to pop off here. We have bloodlust popping off as well. We can send 2 engulfs. That works out. Standing in a safe spot, there's nothing being broken that can threaten me right now. Another rank 4 fire breath into a juicy engulf. I'm gonna try and switch over to emissary. I'm gonna use a defensive and use renewing blaze. Here we can use... Actually, we have anti-magic zone, so we're not going to use Zephyr. We can use that on maybe potentially if there is a second intermission. Seems somewhat likely for the second intermission to happen, considering we've run out of bloodlust now. I've run out of my cooldowns. I don't think I'll get a second set. Not that I'm the only one doing damage, but... third of our damage doesn't have a cooldown, let's put it that way, so... there's a significant amount. Oh, we're gonna have to hover it out. Looks to be the last break. No, we're gonna get a second one here. That's gonna extend the hot a little bit. So we're gonna try and stand in things. We're gonna rally, or not rally, Jesus, you know what I mean. We're gonna use the thing. We have a juicy cooldown coming out from Danny, which is the, what is this thing called? Spirit Link Totem. Which is wonderful. We're gonna send our cooldowns yet again. We have double engulf coming out, taking care of a massive chunk of damage there, massive chunk of health, and we're done with the key. Beautiful. Hopefully somebody gets some juicy loot like the necklace. Necklace is great from here. But no, we got 2 towels. Just like my run earlier today in 12. Wonderful. How do I find a group of people? Do pugs, and then when someone does well, add them to your friend list, and then ask them to play later on. Grinder, bet, getting premium right now. 4 mil DPS are all damn boy. Yeah. Zargo's popping off. Now I'm at 3.78. I'm doing okay too. Very juicy indeed. Marcus is gonna find so many people to do group activities with on Grindr. Yeah, I bet. Maybe not the activities he's thinking of right now, but actually I wouldn't be shocked if there were a bunch of people on Grindr who played WoW. But there's probably also going to be a bunch of people who are just horn dogs and want to act like they play WoW to get a conversation started. All right. You're a horn dog too? Okay, but are you like a gay horn dog? Because Grindr is, from my understanding, pardon me if I'm wrong, Grindr is like mostly gay guys, right? It's called Grindr because you find groups to grind keys, yeah. Something like that, guys. Something like that. All right, we have a 10 Theater of Pain, so we're going to start a group for Theater of Pain. I'm going to call it DNV. I'm going to do Mythic plus DNV, and you guys can apply. We have 2 DPS slots open. Oh no, Seeker's going DPS, so we have a tank and a whatchamacallit, DPS slot open right now, at least. Seems the Seeker is DPSing. Rosalind wants to join in, so we're going to shoot Rosalind an invite, and then we're waiting for Seeker to confirm whether he's tanking or DPSing. You find groups that grind indeed. Asphalder says hydrate. Cheers, Asphalder. I'm actually going to take a big swig of this. Give me a second. That was delicious. Hello, Funksy. Seeker feels like playing Havoc, so Seeker will be DPSing. So we're looking for a tank for a plus 10 Theater of Pain, if anyone would like to join. Just teleport my dumb ass over there before I forget. There we go. I'm gonna give it a couple of minutes. If we don't find a tank from amongst you guys from the stream, we are going to go ahead and just open it up to whatchamacallit, to the general public. Okay, these merch shirts are very, very interesting. So you guys know me as the guy who moisturizes on stream. On stream. I do want to scream when I moisturize, but that's another thing. And the guy who is salty. And what was the first one? Flap. Has very little to do with how how I'm perceived, I guess. You got a 650-ish DK. We're going to go for a walk with the girlfriend. All right, enjoy your walk, Tankatrono. You read that wrong? I don't... Do I even want to know? All right, it looks like nobody from the stream wants to join in and tank for us, so we're going to go ahead and open this up to the general public. See if we can't get ourselves a tank for a +10. Theater of Pain. If you do still apply, put into the note that you're from the stream and you get preference. Yeah, we're just looking for a tank now. Let's see what kind of tank we can scrounge up. You haven't tanked since Shadowlands? This person has actually timed a, whatchamacallit, a 10 key, so we're going to invite them. Item level difference is negligible, but I'd prefer to take someone who's timed a 10. You're gonna throw Seeker at the mobs and hope for the best? Just let him loose, let him off the leash. You're gonna rip him to shreds, I bet. Well, everyone seems to be inside the Theater of Pain, and we have a warlock, so they can summon our friend the warrior. Doesn't matter if the Seeker is tank or not, he will tank. He's gonna tank with aggro, that's for sure. You can maybe summon our warrior friend if you put down a summon stone. If not, I'm sure our warrior friend will join us soon either way. Ping it. Maybe capture Seeker's or Danny's attention so they also click it. Or they could also just kind of stand there. That's cool too. There we go. Slaps a Vlad ball in Seeker's head. I scream if I get aggro. I'm so done with that. Yeah, I mean, you've been playing Arcane, so I imagine you're probably pretty used to getting aggro, but it also still fucking sucks to get aggro. Oh, look, he's got the little mammoth mount from the Dream Place. Well, the Vlad ball might be deadly for this tiny Seeker. He'd be in the ER and who'd open his vaults. Then what the fuck is a Vlad ball? What are you guys talking about? You're the fastest melder this side of the Mississippi. Are we gonna do a full timer? I'm gonna use this thingy with the stuff. We have Seeker who can put down a cage on this guy. We're gonna skip. So let us do so. Dream Place is Vlad's arms. God, wow, what the hell? Don't let Danny catch you saying that. Can confirm. Sweet, actually. Tank bonks the Bloodhorn, moves forward, slowly but surely. There we go. Allergic to the leap, I get it. We have no Soothe, but Danny can handle it. If anyone can handle it, Danny can handle it. Focusing the damage on the Bloodhorn. Sorry, I'm walking on top of Danny trying to avoid her. Rosalind got clipped by that, but we got big heals very quickly. We recover from it. We're going to go ahead and kick that. Hopefully the tank wasn't trying to reflect it. I don't see spell reflect, so I don't know. Oh, beautiful bait there. I fucking love that. That was great. Nobody had to move other than the person on that side of the boss. I love that. I'm gonna try to do the same thing here by standing again on this side. I don't think we're gonna get another one before the boss dies. Never mind, we will. The decaying breath coming out yet again. Just about donezo here with the first boss. 2 minutes into the dungeon. Not the fastest I've ever done, but definitely a good start to the dungeon. Like it. I like it. We didn't have a soothe because I don't run the overawe talent, which removes enrage effects on top of the other thing, as well as reducing the oppressive roar cooldown by 30 seconds. 1.5 minutes, it would have really only saved us the damage on the first one, so I don't think it would have been a massive gain. You can only dream though, Wow. Okay. Alright, let's see. Which way do we go? A tank is doing a little shuffle, a little dance around. There he goes. Also, what is the tank's... Okay, tank... Okay. Interesting. I think this is the... Sinful Gladiators plate thing. Okay, okay. First bleed that goes out, I'm going to cauterize. Are we actually pulling this or not? First bleed goes out, it's on Seeker. Maybe I didn't need to cauterize. Seeker has a lot of self-healing in the form of his, what are they called? His lifesteal. Okay, here we go. I found the word eventually. We're lucky to get this guy and not the guy with the circles, because the guy with the circles is super annoying. I don't know why I'm standing that close as someone who can stay at range and not have to worry too much about the giant circle he does. But here I am, standing in melee like a melee DPS. We're going to give a quick heal to Seeker. Danny in the other room is yelling, Seeker! He's standing in some poo-poo. He doesn't even have the excuse of being an I-beam. So I just spit all over my microphone while I was saying that, for some frickin' reason. Wouldn't be able to tell you why. Get an engulf out, not a perfect engulf, but a good enough engulf to kill the mini-boss and move on to the next group. Tank is probably not going to look to skip this one. We do have Warlock Gate to skip, but we do not choose to skip this boss mini-boss. We're just going to go ahead and beat the bejesus out of it. The interrupting roar goes out, which means I can't be casting right now, which is fine with me because I had some instant casts available to utilize. Trying to beam as much as we can. The one thing I still need to optimize is my usage of, what's it called? What is that thing called? Eternity Surge. I do not use it enough in single target when I have basically nothing to cast, like no procs or anything. I should be utilizing it because it does do a good chunk of damage. Seeker finally pays for his greed and gets taken out. I do have cooldowns ready, but I'm going to opt to hold them for the group between this and next. This time I was an I-beam? Okay. I trust. I trust that he was an I-beam this time. We're going to go ahead and finish our cast before he finishes his cast. I'm going to I-beam that thing down. I just want it dead so we don't get the debuff, or rather the buff on the enemies. There we go. Haven, yeah, feeling better. Feeling better. Had some really, really rough runs at the start of this. We're doing some community keys, but other than that, feeling pretty good. How have you been, Ben? How have you been? Jagged thingy goes out. Somebody dodged. Nope. Whatever. I'm gonna go ahead and use a defensive. Should make me easier to heal. I just removed the one from Danny. But she also seems to have used her defensive in response to being hit by it. But that works out, I think. I think we're okay. Okay, my target died, so I nearly didn't get my extension off on the Dragon Rage. I think we're good. Skip? Question mark? We have gate for the skip, so we can... I'd rather skip this mini-boss than do it. I'm looking behind to see if we skip it successfully. Very nice game. Very nice gate. Bombardiro Crocodilo. Yeah, something like that. Coughing out, piecing out. And I do hope my next 12s do go a little bit smoother than this, because today was rough. Today was rough. We had some interesting people. But I think tomorrow I'm going to focus on getting the... What are they called? The new things. The things you put on the helmet, the corruptions. I like those. It's Seeker and Rosalind. Let's see. Will defensives be popped? Will CC be used? Nobody knows. Rosalind just eats the damage. We have Seeker coming back with a buff. Ready to do even more damage to this boss. I have cooldowns available. Brutal combo goes out. Not the best time for me to use my cooldowns. So don't... Oh, I got fucking locked out. God dang it. Alright, let's use them now. A bit of a desync going there, but I don't think it's a huge deal. I think we good. I think we good. I think we good. It's more important that the Dragon Rage doesn't go to shit, and the Dragon Rage did not go to shit, so that is very good. Quickly put out the thingy, and the Engulf takes care of the banner, and now we have the lady coming in, doing her thing. I'm going to try and avoid using casts here while he does the circle. Managed to do so with my instant casts, and by also just not casting this time, I think was more the deal. And we're going to go ahead and engulf that just to make sure it goes to hell. Again, Rosalind and Seeker duke it out down in the Duking Dome. The Dugsdale Dimmadome. Rosalind again eats the damage, which is honestly the right call, because Seeker can kill Rosalind much faster than Rosalind can kill Seeker. So it makes sense to do that. Waiting for the circle to see when I have to stop casting. We do still have some instant casts available, so we're going to use those. And now we're going to do rank 4 into an engulf. And the boss should be basically dead here. There we go. Beautiful. Very nice skip by Rosalind, who's a stream viewer. The name eludes me. It's Live This TV with a J somewhere in there randomly. First time gate? Hell yeah. First time, first try gate. Love to see it. Well played. It looks like we're choosing for the tank where we're gonna go. We have a minute down to whatchamacallit, to Bloodlust. We're gonna look for Diamond Interrupt on the nasty ability. I have my cooldowns available. We're gonna go ahead and use them. I'm gonna prolong CC here. Gets interrupted by Seeker. Now we don't have to worry about the nasty interrupts anymore. We just have to worry about living, the jumps and everything, and the regular casts, which do a good chunk of damage still, so don't underestimate them. Don't sleep on those. And we have the patrol to pull. We can move this thing into the patrol. Everyone's going to be DPSing it. Reaver's Englaive goes out. Seeker doesn't feel like waiting for the tank to pull. Seeker no care. Seeker want damage. And knock up. Okay, we did get an interrupted, looks like. No, it was also a CC. But it looks like now we actually got an interrupt, so all is well. And we have Engulf go out and take these guys out. Okay, we're going to get rid of that on Rosalind. And now we can look to see which way we can go to skip. It looks like this right-hand side might be the better option, considering this one just started moving away from us. This is a good spot for us to go. Dagger Fury renews his Prime sub for 3 months. Finally can resub. Good luck with your challenge. Thank you, Dagger Fury. Much appreciated. Which caster is the easy to play, very useful? Let's disregard that tends to have Doc Rivers play this. I mean, Devastation Evoker is pretty simple once you wrap your head around the opener. It's pretty straightforward. If we're just taking ranged DPS into consideration as casters, then BM Hunter. BM Hunter has plenty of utility in and of itself. I think it's a great class. You can do all sorts of shit. You can reduce the damage you take by a significant amount using some good melds, or sorry, not melds, but Feign Defs. So overall, some very good stuff you can do with that. Grab Roslyn, bring closer so we don't have these guys running all over the place. Now we're going to use our cooldowns. Avoid that frontal. Give Rosalind a bit of a heal. By a bit, I mean 1.6 million. But yeah, Marcus, I think Dev Evoker, I think MM Hunter is also very, very simple. Like whichever spec you go, whichever Hunter spec you go for, it's very, very simple if you go for the ranged ones. We're pulling this into boss. We're going to Bloodlust here and pop off. I think Seeker leaped so far back that he silenced himself and interrupted his eye beam. That's what it looked like. Either that or it was a very short eye beam. Could just be me misunderstanding how it works, though. Don't take that as something that's not. That is a possibility. That's what I'm trying to say. Jesus, why was that so difficult to say? Anyways, let's focus on dealing some actual damage here. Let's see. You actually have to focus on the emissary, try to get some extra damage into the emissary. Very much appreciate the emissary dying. I'm going to get yoinked in, and then I'm going to use a rank 2 Eternity Surge. Didn't go like I wanted it to. Probably should have used a higher rank Eternity Surge. I'm going to get caught, and I'm going to remove the bleed by stepping out of the silence and just using the cauterizing wounds on myself. I made a mistake there. Really didn't need to eat that shit right there. Okay, not a great situation as I do not have Fire Breath. There we go, we got our Fire Breath. We're gonna go send out our 2 engulfs. Ooh, that was a bit of a toughie right there. We're gonna get over closer to the tank so we can grab aggro off this thing from me. I think I popped off on it right as it spawned in and tank didn't have time to grab aggro, so we're gonna step over closer to the tank. I'm gonna use another hover charge. I'm just gonna keep moving because you can actually avoid the leaps if you're moving when they get cast at you. So that is an option right there. We use the Eternity Surge of the higher rank. There we go. Easier for me to move with hover and avoid them, which I just could have done there right there that second, but didn't really work out. 2 engulfs take care of the boss. And I think killing this is not actually something we need to do. So I'm just going to leave it here and we're going to move on because it's going to time out by the time we get into combat with mobs and it doesn't really matter. And the buff is probably also going to time out before we get to the spot where we're dealing damage to the ghosts from the hallway for the Lich part of the dungeon. Okay, our tank decided to stand there and beat the shit out of it, I think. Maybe, potentially. Tank is AFK. Tank, you good, bro? Okay. There we go. Let's get the tank moving here. Okay. Hopefully he grabs aggro and everything and we can move on. We have movement speed totem. I'm not going to hit anything. I'm going to look for kicks in case something gets feisty with us. There we go. All right, we have cooldowns available. Prolonging CC. Sending all of my cooldowns here. I didn't actually Dragon Rage, so that's great. That was wonderful. I guess my cooldowns were a little bit desynced. I'm gonna knock them up now. My bad on the CC, could have focused on that, but hey, we got it done. That's what matters. Destrolog does good on the giant pulls, but most of the time it's really not, doesn't feel like it's that amazing. At least maybe it's a me thing, but like I haven't really been very impressed by Destro Warlocks outside of Cinderbrew, Meadery, and Floodgate maybe, with also the big pulls, and Priory. The rest of the dungeons not very impressed by Destro Warlocks. If you pug, don't play Hunter. They have a strong pug debuff. That's fair. Well, to be fair, pugging just sucks no matter what. The only way to make pugging not suck is if you tank. That's the only way to do it. We're gonna need mobs from the side here, I believe. Gonna need some side mobs because of skip on mini boss. Just gonna say that so that the tank knows that we need to pull like maybe these guys. Tank heard us. Tank is applying the necessary extra pull. There we go. Gonna knock everything up. That'll interrupt the channels and also give us a second to find a kick for the soul binder. Very nice. I think we may still need to pull more, but Seeker will correct them if necessary. Seeker wants to go left, not right, so he changed the thing. What animal are you guys right now? I'm 670. Danny is 670 on this character, it looks like. It's weird. I thought she was higher animal on the shaman. I know that she's very close to 680 on her warlock, I think, but I'm not 100% sure. I'm gonna remove this curse because I can. Seeker pulls in another group for us because I think we need that. I'm gonna go ahead and do one of these. Ooh. Hold on now. When I did my deep breath, I actually flew through a tornado, which was not very good for us. And not great for my health. I don't know, I feel like unless you take the day into account, I feel like about 70% of my runs of 12s to 13s have been fine to great, but you have those 30% where you just want to kill people. Yeah, I don't think I ever get to that point, but I do definitely just not want to play with pugs anymore for a while. I'm gonna do a little bit of a knock up here, gonna kick the volley. I'm gonna decurse myself here. Did not use a single engulf there like an idiot. Standing on top of Danny and dropping circles on her, probably not the best move I've ever had in my life. My apologies. Gonna do a quick engulf here if I can. It looks like I could. Very nice. Morning breath almost took her last breath. Yeah. I do believe it's her. In human form, it's her. In Dractyr form, it's who gives a shit. Take a good chunk of damage here. Seeker out-padded me on the ads. Funnel? Oh, shut up. Yeah, funnel while you hit nothing but the ads. You don't see it, but in party chat he said funnel. Okay, this is a little bit scary here because there's I was cut off on this side. Courtesy of the tank beam. Tank frontal claims a life, unfortunately. I think we're gonna hold the CR here. I don't think we really need it for this percentage of the boss. I think we should be okay. My apologies for that. I'm gonna try not to be the next victim of the tank frontal. Here we go. And boss is just about dead. I have 2 engulfs to put into it, and it's gone. There we go. Rosalind, sorry. There's no A there. Rosalind can go ahead. Can't wait for tomorrow when we get our 1% increased damage head-in chat, where the best one is the most boring shit ever. I mean, aren't they just supposed to be like a nice little thing? I don't think anyone expected them to be amazing. Still need these guys. There we go. We're pulling. Okay. There we go. Could take these into boss, but I think we're just gonna take him out and then move on to the boss. Okay, we're fighting the boss in the middle, which is probably the single worst place to fight it. I'm literally just gonna drag the tank. Fight over here. Like, fight on the side of the room, otherwise you're gonna be close to the thing. Alright. Just gonna engulf that mob in the back. I don't really care. I needed to die before we get more big casts onto the group. Not exactly the best feeling. I'm just gonna send Bloodlust now. I think that's fair. We're gonna go through the boss to avoid that Dark Devastation. Should be fine. Echoes of Carnage goes out. We're going to use our Zephyr here because it's a good chunk of AoE damage. And let's get our engulfs out. Not going to send the second engulf because we don't have, whatchamacalls, that's 2 seconds of fire breath on the boss, which is what we want in order to make the most of it. We're going to stand right on top of the boss because that's actually kind of where the safe spot is. Rosalind makes it through just by the skin of their teeth. Keep popping off. Double engulf into the boss with a rank 3 fire breath feels pretty dang good. Okay, we have ads coming in on top of the affix. Not the best feeling in the world. Rosalind does go down. Piggy's coming through. Piggy's very scary. Don't have an interrupt available. Can use potions if necessary. Here we go. Boss almost dead. I am going to opt to just save my gold here. I'm so sorry, but it's still pretty expensive to buy the cables, so I'm just gonna hold the CR because the boss is just about dead. If it was 10%-ish, oh shit. Well, now I can't even CR you if I wanted to because I ate shit as well. So here we go. But a pretty solid run, a nice 2-star. Overall, pretty happy with my performance. We got some more gloves. I already got these gloves and I tierified them into what I'm using right now. There's no one else who uses male gear in the group other than Danny, and I don't think Danny needs hero gloves. Yeah, she already has some, so she is good in that regard. Tanko, am I feeling better? Yeah, I am. I had some rough runs earlier today, but during the stream, but it's recovering slowly now that we're doing these group runs, like the community runs. That instant karma for what? Not wanting to CR someone at 5% of the boss, so I can save myself. What is this right now? At 800 gold. I guess you can say that's instant karma. Alrighty. I'm going to reform the group and see if we can't invite somebody else to join us. I think we're going to do one more key and then call it for tonight. I think I have 44 gilded crests, so let's go over here and do some upgrades really quick, and then we'll form one more group for one more key if Nanny is willing to host it for us, and then we can go. Just call it a night. There we go. 2 upgrades for Muggs's Moxie Jug. That is hard to say. That's nice. That gets us to 671 item level. Danny's shooting me an invite. Which key does Danny have now? She has a floodgate. Very nice. And Seeker's tanking again. That's going to be fun. So let's do a floodgate. Where is it? Operation Floodgate, Mythic Plus, DNV. If you guys want to join as DPS, feel free to do so. We have 2 DPS slots open. Come get your weekly vaults before the reset. The Hall of Fame is closed. Why not make the corruptions kind of OP for and fun, just for the fun of for the rest of the season? Just make it not work in season 3. Well, Hall of Fame is closed, but title is not closed for M+. So Pissy Lizzie makes his return, 638. Rosalind played with us, and Revanina also played with us. Rosalind played with us just previously, so we're going to invite Revanina, which is Tankatrano. And that is going to be our group for the Floodgate. We have a Pissy Lizzie being boosted. Trying your luck. Yeah, I mean, the only reason I'm not invited because you just played with us. Otherwise, if there was no one else applying, I would definitely invite you. Don't worry. But trying to keep it fair. Right, well, I don't need these items, so I'm going to get rid of those. Oh, Danny says pissard, not Pissy Lizzie. She says pissard like lizard. I love that. Clearly the superior name. Alrighty. Yeah, guys, I think... oh, by the way, I wanted to point out, Thursday, Soju stream. Be there or be square. You will turn into a square. You're going to be as square as this TikTok contain. TikTok? This is not TikTok. This is TikTok. I ran out of air at the end of that sentence. The TikTok container. You're going to be this square. I know it's a rectangle, but you're going to be like, you know, you get the idea, right? Okay? It's going to be acute angles everywhere. Not acute. Is it acute? No. The lines of the angles that where they meet is they're going to be perpendicular to each other. I don't fucking give up, man. I'm just going to go do the fucking... Just play World of Warcraft and shut the fuck up. Just shut your mouth. You're not smart. Stop trying to be. God damn. Rice wine drink stream? Yes, oiled cheeks. It is going to be a soju stream where every time I die, I drink a shot. It's going to be community keys the whole stream. So hell yeah. You're on your way to the dungeon? Alrighty. No rush. He wants to check if nuggies are available, so we're going to go ahead and check. It's 11 p.m., so they might be last-minute nuggies. Give me just a moment before we start the queue. We are still waiting on Tankatrona to get over here, so... Oh, there's some barking going on outside. Very angry doggo. Very upset about something. $9 nuggies and a cheeseburger for Danny. We can do that. You know what? I'm going to order the same thing. I'm just going to go for different dips. She likes the hot devil sauce. I can't really do spicy, so I'm just going to get myself some, as they say, basic bitch barbecue sauce for my chicken nuggies. There we go. So, very nice. And let us order that, and then we're going to get started with this. Do a ready check for our friends here. It's Danny's key, I believe. Yes, it's a 10 Floodgate by Shamified. Nuggie donation goal should have been a thing? Yeah, maybe.
5, 4, 3, 2.
I'm gonna start making moving boxes a donation goal. Gonna need to get that sorted out soon enough. Now we gotta make sure we don't pull the snipers. Seeker is holding and waiting. We're gonna wait for the snipers to go here. And then we go behind the snipers. We grab this pack and pull that into this. And then he pulls the rest of what we usually pull in that first pull. So he gets one extra pack. This was a safer route of doing it. I like it. I'm gonna put a focus on this. Bloodlust goes off. We're sending cooldowns here. He's seeing to avoid. Aggro is a thing. I'm going to use a defensive in case I get punched in the face. This knock was horrific, and I apologize in advance, but I had to do it because someone was getting beamed down and murdered. And I didn't want that for them. I wanted the best for them in life, so that beam of murder was not exactly the option. I'm going to go ahead and use an Eternity Surge here. Prolong our Dragon Rage for the rest of this pull, and that should be just about enough. One more max rank Fire Breath into an Engulf takes care of the burst for this pull. Beautiful. Clicky clicky. Just gonna move forward so I don't die while mounting up. We're grabbing some crabs. Pulling here, we're going to put focus on the surveyor. We're going to look at the scaffolding. The interrupt goes out. We're going to look at the other surveyor now, who's going to cast here in a second. He's silenced, so no. Seeker takes care of that. Now we can finally open up and use our DPS. Knock him up into the air. Stun totem goes down. We didn't kill the affix. How much of a buff did they get? Barely a buff, so I don't mind. I'm gonna switch targets here. Make sure I'm not targeting the architect. The architect could cause some issues if I target them because they take less damage. I feel like that would be a waste. I'm getting spun on, but just barely. And we get one more engulf out. That should take care of that. Hefty pull by Seeker. 2 big pulls in a row. We're grabbing divers. We're going left side first. We didn't have a chance to break these, unfortunately. I'm going to look for the first interrupt here. Pissy Lizzie takes care of it. I'm going to look for second interrupt here. Once everything is grouped, that's when I'll take a break from looking for it. Okay, I've used my interrupt. Now I can focus on breaking the scaffolding. I'm going to go ahead and remove that from myself. I'm going to send cooldowns here into the architect. I have a kick available again. We're going to interrupt that harpoon. Not as scary of a pull as it looks, but it can get very messy if you let those harpoons go out, because they will do a lot of damage. We have a couple of engulfs ready to go, so that should take care of the low HP mobs here, and we're good to go. We skip this group in the corner here. We have no soothe, so we have to be a little bit more careful. No, Seeker opts to pull it this time around. I think he usually skips it. I'm not 100% sure anymore. But I think we might be attempting a bubble skip later on, I think. Okay. Pissy Lizzie has cooldowns ready. He's popping off. Oh, Pissy Lizzie is playing Scale Commander. I saw Mass Disintegrate there. Very cool. We got a big engulf off. We managed to interrupt one of those. We're targeting the scaffolding here, because the scaffolding has to die before we can do any meaningful DPS. I'm gonna hold my breath. This architect will die quickly, and then we can move on to upstairs. You ever pull a crab while facing water with breath? No, I'm not usually close enough. But I'm sure it can happen. I'm sure it can happen. Luckily, so far, I haven't done such a thing. Can you use the defensive here? I have cooldowns available. This is a good pull to use cooldowns on, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. Gonna knock up here, move out of that thing. That thing being the flamethrower. And we're just gonna spam the bejesus out of fire. Just the bejesus out of it, okay? When I say bejesus, I mean bejesus. We're gonna need to wait until we can get our how am I not taking damage from this beam? I have no idea, but I'm pretty sure I should have been taking damage from that. But yes, we managed to get all of our damage out here. Maybe not perfect amount of damage, but a good enough. I do have some stuff available right now, but I don't think it's going to be worth using on the remainder of this pull. We do have that spawning over here. It spawns right on top of the tank, so I'm going to go ahead and engulf this thing. And then Bront, maybe? I don't think it matters too much. We have nothing but ranged. Explosive gel is on me. So I'm going to stand in the middle of this and knock both of those back. I used the defensive. No, I didn't, because I don't have one available. I used too many during the thing. Is there somewhere for me to go? Oh, I'm so sorry. I just put it on everyone. I didn't see where the bombs were. My apologies. That was just so fucking bad. I'm so sorry. That looked like I was trying to murder someone with it. My apologies, friends. That was not intentional. I'm just bad. Okay, here we go. We get some engulfs onto Bront. You have cooldowns available. The knockup is not on us, so we're going to go ahead and do this. We're going to remain nearby. Oh, I'm so dead here. I think I got hit by something there right before it. Shrapnel? What? What is the What is shrapnel doing 9 million damage for? Oh, I stood in a circle. That's what killed me. Yeah, I wouldn't have died there if I just hadn't jumped into a circle like an idiot. So there's that. Alright, I'm going to focus on Quick Fuse Lady. She's currently higher HP. keep standing in his charge like an idiot. My apologies, friends. I could play that a lot better. There you go, bud. I trusted in you doing it, but I felt very cool doing that right there. A little rescue into a bomb never hurt anyone, right? It was cool. Yeah, I'm glad you think so. You should gear my worker normally heal, but might go dev. Yeah, dev is a lot of fun. It's fairly simple, fairly straightforward. Both the hero talents do well. This one does better overall, but you can still have fun either way. All right, Seeker's pulling just about everything here. RPGs are going to go out. Okay. We have all our cooldowns here. We're going to wait for the circles to go away, and then we're going to fly into the middle, drop 2 firestorms, then pop off with cooldowns. Or not, because I just used Engulf twice for literally nothing, because I didn't have freaking thing with the stuff, what's it called? Tip the Scales was not off cooldown, because I somehow desynced things that are 2-minute cooldown and macro together. I'm talented like that. I'm able to do so. Are you looking over at the second monitor for Twitch chat? Have you tried transparent chat overlay so it's right over your game? I haven't tried that for the game, no. I feel like the difference is minimal, but also I'm looking at a lot more than just chat. When I glance over, I check if there's someone who's subscribed and stuff. And as well if somebody is redeeming some sort of channel points thing, so there is that. We have a big pull coming in here, courtesy of Seeker grabbing some extra mobs that we need to clear. We're going to go ahead and try to pop off here with a double engulf on top of pretty much all of the mobs. Also, sorry for the phone notifications in the background. It is from me ordering some nuggies for Danny. Had a bit of a lag spike there. Not a big fan of that. Hopefully it doesn't go through on the stream. It doesn't look bad on the stream. Seeker manages to get the kick through, so we don't have to worry about that. We do need to kill these ads relatively soon if we want to avoid the kilo blocker. Kicks is going out on cooldown. Not a chance for these things to cast. And we have Bloodlust here during this thing. We're going to go ahead and try to pop off. There we go. We got one engulf with Dragon Rage off. It wasn't perfect. It wasn't perfect, but it was something. It was good damage during the damage amp, I feel like. Very nice indeed. There we go. Managed to get double engulf off there. We're going to get a kick through here. I'm looking for this this mecha drone. I kind of feel like it needs to die. We're going to focus on it to get another damage amp here. Fortunately, I have absolutely nothing for this damage amp. I'm trying to get some disintegrates out. I'm going to use... Actually, don't need to use Zephyr here because we see the giant circle from Danny. Maybe I can get double engulf out here. I can. That's good during the jump start. And I think we focus Big Mama here. I don't think we need to kill the ads again. I'm going to try and make it happen. I'm going to hold my fire breath here, which is a weird thing to say. But I'm going to hold it so that I can do an engulf with it in rank 4. We're looking for single target damage on Big Mama. Emissary needs to die. We're going to try and get some damage into it. And there's the Electro Crush. We get the buff from the Emissary. Let's get one more rank 4 Fire Breath into an engulf, and that should be Big Mama dead. Seeker is doing his little thing where he skips those. We're going to go over here and wait for him to do his thing. He's staring at his feet right now. He's zoomed into the monitor and making sure that he stands on the right pixel so that he can click that without pulling the blood warper over there, which is really neat tech. I'm tired of waiting forever for DPS queues. Do you think tank or heals is an easier role to pick up? They're both... You have more control as a tank, but it is by far... Not by far, it's harder than tank. It's harder than healing. But just because you have a lot more responsibility. That being said, in lower keys, as a healer, you're going to feel like it's incredibly hard because there's going to be people that are doing mistakes, and you're going to be the one that has to fix all those mistakes, which is, i.e. them taking damage when they shouldn't. So, if you mostly do lower keys, you're going to have a hard time as a healer. I suggest tanking because I think everyone should learn how to tank, because it makes a big... Once you know how to tank and once you understand how tanking works, it's going to make the game a lot... It's going to make you a lot better at the game. But I could say the same for healing, because if you know how to heal, you will suddenly realize... Oh, shit. Okay, hold on. Okay, DPS is turning around to kill this. But once you learn how to heal, you will suddenly realize just how much work you have to put in as a healer when people aren't kicking, when people aren't CCing, when people aren't avoiding damage and stuff like that. Nobody used defensives in lower keys? Yeah. Tango says hydrate. I will do so in a moment. I'm gonna... okay, we managed to get the CC out. A little bit messy here. Seeker skipped ahead with the... whatchamacallit. With the Apex active down there, we chose to stand down with it, because it would have popped off and buffed up this very dangerous group otherwise. I'm gonna use a healing potion here to recover from that. Make sure we kick this. It does a lot of damage. There we go. And I can go ahead and click this thing. But yeah. You can, if you want to learn tanking, I would suggest playing a Bear Druid. It is, in its current iteration, if you play Chosen of Elune, you will have an incredibly easy time just living, because you just spam Iron Fur. You don't give a shit about anything else. You spam Iron Fur, so you're doing well with the active mitigation, and all is well. I would recommend that over just about any other tank, because it's just straight up easy. And then you can focus on making sure that you actually... oh shit, I have to go grab thingy with the stuff. Grab food here. I'm gonna kill this group, and then I'm gonna go grab food. Yeah, now they decide to do it extremely quickly. This is the fastest McDonald's order I've gotten in the last, I don't know how long. Okay, I gotta go. I gotta be right back. Hello, friends. Listen to me breathe heavily. for about 3 minutes. Okay. My apologies. Had to catch my breath there. I ran down and up the stairs and I'm way too fat to be doing that, so here we are. And give Pissy Lizzie a little bit more extra love here, because he's a little undergeared compared to the rest of us. Focusing my DPS here on the emissary. Make sure we kill that thing very, very quickly so we get the buff. Feeling very safe with the Healy Circle of Goodness here. Beautiful. Why am I out of breath? I ran down and up the stairs and I'm fat, so doesn't mix well. I went to grab McDonald's order that Danny wanted me to put in because she got hungry. Because it's late and she hasn't eaten in a while. Whew, okay. Lazy wife can't get the door. No, dude. I go and get the order. That's it. That's such a fucking stupid way to phrase that, by the way, Floor Piss. Alright, we're supposed to skip this. I completely forgot. Okay, we successfully skipped it, even with us kind of AFK, mentally. But now we get buffed up things from the emissary. No bueno. Seen me on YouTube a few times? I would hope so. That's where the bulk of my content is. Nice. A successful bubble skip. I'm quite happy about that. Even though I completely forgot that that's what we were supposed to do. I'm gonna Zephyr here. Trying to engulf the emissary away. This Lizzie goes down, but I think we should be okay here. get back closer to the center here. Whew, okay. We good. And this die already. Jesus Christ. There we go. Quick res while Danny drinks if she wants to. Alright, we're skipping this too by letting Seeker die. Oh, actually, no, he's... yeah, we stack up and then we go together. There we go. Then Seeker can double Infernal Strike into Fade. Or not Fade, sorry, but Shadow Meld. And we reset them. Just because we're taking damage from the AoE, we're actually not in combat here. Now we have Bloodlust available. Let's kill this thing before we go into the boss fight, because it's been really fucking driving me up the wall. I hate this fucking affix. I hate all of them, honestly. I prefer 12 keys at this point because you don't have to deal with this bullshit. It's extremely distracting. Bloodlust, Zephyr. Drop this thing and let's pop off. Decent opener damage. We get the circle. We're going to use a defensive. We get the circle. I'm going to give Renewing Blaze to Pissy Lizzie, so he gets extra healing, and I also want to use it for myself here. Waiting to see where this goes. I'm going to have to step over to this side and make sure this one gets consumed by this. Go ahead now. There we go. And now we can go back to try and reach the boss. There we go. Using another defensive for this. We have Darkness. Yeah, Pissy Lizzie's Zephyr. We have Healy Circle. Ain't nobody dying in this one. We went ham on the defensives. Love it. Gonna put down a Fire Breath. Try to engulf the emissary. Make sure that it dies, and a Unravel will finish it off. Pissy Lizzie gets a quick heal, which is Marcus from the stream, I should point out. Alright. Think I'm good here. I haven't messed up anything for anybody. We have an orb coming through. There we go. We have one more set of cooldowns to send into the boss. And that should be us done with it. Ooh, I didn't mean to dash forward. I just meant to use hover. But we got it. One more engulf for the road. And that is the boss dead. Whew. Okay. Spicy meatball. Pissy Lizzie could probably use this trinket. I'm going to assume that they want it. And just trade it. If not, at least for the upgrades. If not, as a quality trinket. It's not great. I think it pulls things. So, yeah. Pissy Lizzie probably wants that too. I think it's a roll for it situation if both of you guys need it. Alright. 77 roll from Pissy Lizzie. And Tankatrano will roll. And I just Hearthstoned out, so I won't see the roll because I'm stupid, but we'll see. They'll sort it out, and I'm sure that the winner of the roll will receive their just reward. Tanko, you asked for a Hydrate, and I was busy at that time, so here we go. A 9 roll by Tankatrano. Oh, damn. Pissy Lizzie getting the big gear now. Cheers, Tanko. Cheers. Very nice. that was a fun run. I had a good time. I'm glad we managed to get a bubble skip by accident, basically, because I forgot we were doing it. And I was like, wait, what are we doing? And then I realized and just started running. I kind of ran for it and made it work. I'm playing WoW, ain't getting up. My priority is WoW. Vlad's is me. Yes. And in general, she's in a country where most people will not be able to speak to her if they're delivering food. We don't have as many people speaking English here. Maybe inside certain people's bubbles, they might think that a lot of people speak English here, but they do not. And then, you know, it's a bit anxiety inducing. It's easier for me because no matter who shows up, I'm able to speak to them, so it works out. You're glad Pissy got gear? Yes, the Pissard is getting the gear. But friends, I do believe that is it for tonight. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to go enjoy my nuggies with Danny. I also got some curly fries. I'm excited about that. They're tasty. They're seasoned differently, so they taste very nice. I'd like to remind you that on Thursday, we'll be having a soju stream where every time I kick the bucket, I take a shot of soju, which is a Korean spirit, a rice wine thing, whatever it is. So yeah, come hang out. It'll be community keys. You can join the keys. You can grief me by getting me killed, and then I have to take a shot. It's going to be amazing. I'll be shit-faced by the end of it. But I'll make sure Danny actually stops the stream in case things get out of hand with the alcohol consumption. But friends, again, that is it for this stream. Hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you in tomorrow's video or stream. She's just renamed a Pissard at this point. Probably not worth the money. We're just going to call you Pissard either way. Good night, friends, or enjoy the rest of your day.